Did you get your dice? Hey, long shot. How are you? Your last win, I think it was whatever it was. Did you? Did it come? You got a 3-day point out there. Oh, sorry. I was just asking if you got your. I was just asking. Sorry, I gotta readjust it. I was asking if you got your winning. Sorry.
Your repurposed freighter
Turn it
drifts
down a
through
little bit.
space. As you
Anna.
stare out at the star-flecked void,
Or
another
things.
ship comes in.
Wait. Oh, good.
Is this
Yep.
sci-fi? I thought we agreed on a
Good.
World War II campaign.
How you doing?
I'm alright.
Did we?
I'm tired.
That's cool.
Uh-oh.
I can pivot.
Yeah, it's no big deal. Just
The smell of smoke curdles in your nostrils.
Hold
up. I thought
a
we were
lot
prepping for a
now.
zombie apocalypse campaign.
just trying to keep the weight loss going. Good.
All right, here's what
Yeah.
we're doing. It's the year 3700.
Yeah, you're
Humanity's elite
helping all
fled to other
the-
planets long ago, taking
that?
with them all forms of
helping
advanced
nature by
technology.
running
Earth
around a bit
survivors
more
scrape
than
by with
usual.
historic
That's good.
tools as weird
Yeah.
phenomena plague abandoned
My
nuclear
problem is I have a
sites.
lazy
Witnesses
dog that
report
doesn't want to
seeing
walk
glowing
far.
lights and
Oh,
the
no,
dead
he-
rising from their
still
graves.
not,
Amidst the
off
chaos,
that.
Oh,
three strangers
No, I
meet
know
in
he's
Den
not.
Bar.
He's still
A
on
veteran
medication,
zombie
but
slayer, a
he's
disgraced
always
general out
been.
for revenge,
He's not
and
much of a
space
walker.
mercenary
He
sent to
he
investigate
wants
the
to
child planes. Now
jump
describe your
around and sniff
characters.
around in the bushes. And why
How
do you have to
do you
walk a
do
mile?
that?
There's a lot of bushes here with
I
bunnies
have
in,
the
so
right tools.
I don't want to walk over there. But now he wants to chase coyotes. That's his new hobby. Oh God, when he sees coyotes, he goes completely ballistic and he wants to murder them. Yeah.
The crazy thing is I don't know if I've ever seen a coyote.
Well, you don't have them on the East Coast much. It's a West Coast thing here.
Yeah.
Yep. I think they're spreading across America, so now they're interbreeding with wolves in some areas and stuff. So
Oh, okay.
give it like some thousands of years, and there will be like a wolf-coyote hybrid that will be a new species probably, or they will blend together and or something. So that's how species become new species, so to speak. But I think originally it's a drier, warmer climate where the coyotes live,
Okay.
and the wolves are in the colder climates. Yeah,
Hey, Gianna, how are you?
and they're like
Story
2/3 the
once
size. They're about the size of a
spoke
German
is
Shepherd,
ageless.
a fully grown
Oh.
coyote.
The dungeon
So they're about
imagined
25-30% smaller than a
without
wolf.
end.
Otherwise, they look very much
The
like a wolf.
curious are the ones most courageous.
Slightly more fox-like
The
wolf.
tree that endures has to bend.
Okay,
From
let's see. I
stillness,
need to
the
log in
mad
everywhere.
mage is stirring. From countless voices,
Sorry,
the
no skating
castle
this week,
takes
Gianna.
shape.
I'll be at
Zage
CNY
grotesquely
Con
enduring. Those unlucky will never escape.
Thursday through Sunday. Hey, Taryn. Got so many shots. That's nuts. All right, let me do what I said. There it is. Thanks. We'll talk about that in a minute. The trollers do a good job. There's heavy duty boxes and stuff. Yep. Sure. Taryn, if you reset up your in your chat log for you have a artist badge, but I don't think you have it set for it. So you may want to go into the settings there. Like Cherry has the diamonds, you'll have an artist badge right in front of your cross swords. Yep. I'm almost positive you have it.
POV, I had 30 minutes before my campaign group showed up and I was totally unprepared.
I grabbed my ready,
I'm
set,
like
encounter box, and
95%
boom,
sure.
everything I needed for an epic
look.
session. Adventure hooks, map tiles,
Community,
loot
roles
tables,
manager.
stat blocks, and miniatures, all ready to go. My players still think I spent
got an
hours
artist
planning
badge.
our
So you've had it
Great
for 2
Dragon
years.
encounter. If you're a busy dungeon master, get Ready Set Encounter live now on Kickstarter. POV, I had 30 minutes before my campaign group showed up and I was totally unprepared. I grabbed my Ready Set Encounter box and boom, everything I needed for an epic session. Adventure hooks, map tiles, loot tables, stat blocks, and miniatures, all ready to go. My players still think I spent hours planning our Great Dragon encounter. If you're a busy dungeon master, get Ready Set Encounter live now on Kickstarter.
There you go. Yeah. Awesome. Of course. I think Curtis also has a VIP badge he's not using.
I think I have one, but I don't know what it
I
is.
think yours is set. It's just a diamond. I think you
Oh,
have,
okay.
I think you have yours. Yeah, it's just something.
I put a smile in there and I have a diamond. Yeah. I have a
your
crown
settings
and a
correct.
heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on your settings correct. It just it's weird. That's all. It's fine. What you do sometimes you do your settings to fix it so it shows. Every chat's a little different. Weird. Something here and I can't find it. Oops. Huh. Give me a second here. Yeah, I'll swing. Still looking. Give me 1 second, everyone. This is weird. Not finding it. That's all right. All right. That's coming on. I don't know if Tim is coming on at what time, but he may be here. Yeah, mysterious is mysterious, you know.
Yeah. But now he has a reputation to live up to.
He should, but he's just, you know, he's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
All right, don't worry about that. I come alive. We're coming from me. All right. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing, Anna? How are you? Good?
I'm good. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Jeff will be on. Grimace Spark will be on shortly, and then like I said, we'll see if Tim, the ever mysterious, makes it. Oh, you know what? I forgot. There, I didn't do this. I didn't do the
Okay.
giveaway here. There we go. All right. So these are some of the. I already have this dice set myself, and I roll it. This is the Dracolich dice set. So there you
Oh,
go.
cool.
All right.
You have
Yeah.
cool dice for every
Oh, you should
giveaway
see.
nowadays.
There's all different types in this new order box. There we got a similar colored
Hmm.
thing that'll be a giveaway today.
So who donated these?
Oh, it's Black Oak.
Okay.
Black Oak Workshop. Yep.
Uh-huh.
So,
Cool.
yep. Lawful. It was nuts on Jade. It was nuts on Saturday. I've never seen a community hype train, whatever the hell that is. I mean, I've seen the Golden Kappa, but this thing came up as a community hype train. It said that,
Yeah.
like, even though like the community would get
Hello,
emotes.
Curtis.
So
Yep.
what's up, Curtis? You too. Take a look in your settings. You have a setting for a VIP badge, like you see the Cherry and Lexfire have on there. It's not set in your chat. You got to go in and click on that, the chat identity button there, and fix it. So, yep. All right, we did bad guys, gals last week.
Yeah.
So
now we have to do the opposite. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Moderating. I figure we do. Yeah, this is going to probably go more toward, like, player characters a lot more than the bad guys tend to not be player characters. These tend to be player characters, a lot of the good guys. And another thing is, how does a good guy, or how does someone become a hero, a true hero in your game? What do they have to do? Right? Instead of just being another adventure. When do they say this person's a true hero? This person's a legend in the game, right? So what's up, Savage? I'll see you in a couple days. So there's something they must do to make that, to go, hey, this person's like a hero.
Well, yeah, let's go even know me. I need to have my definitions right, so to speak, or at least think about them. And
okay.
So what, meaning we talked when I started the conversation last week about bad guys, I was like, what's the nature of bad guys? And I had my ideas and kind of definitions and stuff. But then I was thinking, okay, what defines the good guys, so to speak? What makes a good guy? And the difference from bad guys. And it's not necessary. And this ties into alignment in some ways. Sometimes it can. It doesn't have to, but it can. And that's what I'm saying. That depends on what definition you use and what yardstick you use.
No, that's true.
And this is something where I think, and just like with bad guys, there is no right and wrong answer. This is something I think you need to pick the yardstick that works for you in your game. It's not for me or anybody else to tell, oh, that's the way to do it, and this is the right or wrong. No, but I think it's important if you want to run a deep long-term campaign and you want to immerse yourself in world building and build cool intrigues and stuff like that. That's when you need to start thinking a little bit about stuff like this. And it ties into rules, meaning good and bad, detect good, detect evil, and all that stuff, so to speak. And if you want to, then you can tie this into good and bad guys as well. You don't have to. And just look at D&D over the editions. Alignment have functioned very differently. Originally, it was law versus chaos. And then good and evil came back in. And in a way, I understand that they were probably wise in the old D&D days when they only had law and chaos because they didn't want to touch the good and evil part, so to speak, and they skipped that. And so my basic take on it at that good and bad, you can either refer to moral principles, meaning ethics and do good things and stuff like that, or you can simply say it's a form of allegiance, what football team you're on, so to speak. You can say good guys are the ones that fight and are friendly to the party and the characters. They are the good guys. And the ones that are not are the bad guys. You don't go into motivations and moral kind of ambiguity and moral makeup of NPCs and monsters and stuff. You're just like, okay, these are the good guys. They're on the same side as the PC. That works. But if you want to go deeper, you can go really deeper. So I just wanted to make that distinction. It can be either based on allegiance or intent? Are they on the side of the party, or are they on the side of the bad guys, so to speak, in quotes?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep it simple, and
Yeah,
my simple.
exactly. That
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you can do that. You can simple
Yeah.
and simple say, well, they're on the same side as the PCs, and we simply assume that they are
Well, yeah, yeah.
the good guys. Yeah,
And maybe I do that because my campaign is basically a good versus evil campaign.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's why, that's why really we didn't even talk about a single player character because, like,
Yeah,
Fritz is kind of stupid. We all know that, right?
yeah,
Curtis. And there's a lot of other characters that are on that borderline,
yeah.
but they're not
But that
evil.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that turns into then what you say, what do someone need to do to be a hero?
right.
And
Yeah.
that ties into it. Then you got that sense, so to speak, and meaning hero, I mean on the good side then.
Okay.
And or if you're on the bad side or evil side, if you're that way, what do you need to do or not do, so to speak, in order to be on that side? So and that is something, meaning you can have a game that you think a lot about how paladins should behave or good priests should behave and so on in order to stay on the narrow good side, or you can simply, well, we play and have fun and we don't overthink this. And you can, I think there's room in the game for both of these approaches, so to speak, depending
Sure.
on what play style. And I just wanted to
Okay.
kind of emphasize this as a base, meaning there is no absolute right and wrong way to play the game in this.
No.
Alignment, you can go deep, you can have elaborate kind of cool systems around alignments and stuff like that, or you can simply say, we just keep it simple, we just kill the monsters and take the loot, and that be it, so to speak.
Well, there are
And
shades of
yeah.
gray in alignment. There really are.
Exactly, and sometimes
Yeah.
it's fun to emphasize that part of the
Hmm.
game too, and sometimes it's just difficult and makes life difficult.
Well, yeah, but that's part of the intrigue of having all different types of players at your table and all different types of
Yeah.
characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And some of them get along with others, and some of them don't. I got a lot of NPCs that the party doesn't like,
Yeah.
or
And
they make
there
fun of
you
them,
have
or that's
another
fine.
aspect to this. What about good NPCs?
Oh yeah.
Are
Oh
they a
sure.
problem and an asset? Sometimes they can be problematic in the game too, for other reasons that we can get to later on, so to
Yeah.
speak. They're not necessarily a good thing. There are issues with it at times for some
Right.
players. So yeah.
Okay. Real quick, well, I know
Mhm.
Tiffany's on here, so just so everyone knows, next week's a short week. All right,
Yeah.
next week's a short week. So I'll be
That
at
was a cool poster.
cny.com, cny.com, traveling up there Thursday, Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday. Be back sometime middle of the day, Sunday. So VIP
That looks
guests,
awesome. Yeah.
right? Wait a minute, I'm not the only one. Oh, it's I thought they're a VIP guest. All right, so Tiffany will be.
Oh,
Okay, so
awesome.
yep,
I love the posters they made. They
yeah, they're
look
pretty
very
good.
old
They're
school. Yeah.
they're pretty
Hmm.
good.
Hey,
What's up, Jeff?
Hello.
how you
So
doing? Hey, Anna.
there we go.
Hello. It was perfect you came. I've been on my pedestal for 10 minutes, so now I can keep quiet
That's
and
okay.
leave it to the
We're
experts
just,
here.
I
That's
just
awesome.
want to,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll have Legends and Lore Wednesday, and then we'll have Gabbin Sunday night. But nothing in
Nice.
between this upcoming week. All right. So there you go. For
Okay.
CNYCom, I have one open seat. That's it. I know Tiffany's got one game where she doesn't have any signups on, and that's on Friday. So we're trying to get her some signups for that. But I know their game's pretty much in good shape, so we're good. But we'll try and work on getting
Yeah.
their game filled. But what's up, Jeff? How are you?
I'm doing good. Just been busy between recovering from concoction, sitting on those chairs, man. They do a wonder on
Yeah,
your
yeah.
back.
We were able to
Yeah.
confiscate some of the padded ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll help. That'll
The
Yeah,
definitely
standard
help.
convention chair, they
Uh,
are ruthless if you use them for like 8 hours a day.
well,
They're
you
I
played
terrible.
s-
that one game. You played like 6, 7 hours. You
yeah,
played
that
two.
was 10 to 6 solid. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh
it
my
was
You
two
have
god.
to
rounds.
stand up. You have to have comfy shoes and then stand up every 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and stand up
Yeah.
for like a while and then sit
That's
down again.
trials and
Yeah.
tribulations of a Starfleet Battles player. It goes on a
Yeah.
long time.
Well, it
But
also
sometimes,
helps when you're not fighting with a battleship. So
Well, that's
Mhm.
true. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, and that's with anything. Like that's why you
Yeah.
want to keep it like BattleTech to 8-on-8 max, because once you go 12-12 and beyond that, the fights would take forever.
Yep.
So you got to get that in a little bit of a balance. So, but overall, Jeff, what was your we didn't even talk about it, but how was your experience there? Because you weren't here
I
last
thought it
show.
was good. I think it was well managed. I think that they had a great showing for vendors. The spaces were good.
Okay.
The vending, like the food, was really good. The coffee was fantastic. And had a good show.
Yeah, they had
I
some
had
high end
folks show
food
up.
there. They had these custom tacos and stuff. It was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that for Vineland, that was a gem. You know.
For
Uh,
Vineland. That's funny.
Well, you don't think of South Jersey and you don't think of Vineland as a destination place for something like that. And I think
That's true.
Ron proved that you can do it.
Yeah. So it was big
So,
enough and stuff. It looked so
Uh,
small when I looked
no,
when
it
he
was.
showed me the address and I looked at it
There were a
on
lot of
Street View.
empty
But
tables. There were
okay.
yeah,
not at
Yeah.
capacity on tables. There were a
yeah.
lot
And
of
I
folks
How
there.
many
definitely,
attendants roughly?
He said there was
ooh,
7 to
yeah,
900 tickets, but my guess is like
That's a good
5 to 600 showed.
that's a good
yeah,
Yeah,
size
yeah,
convention. Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. I definitely support Preeka the Goblin becoming the mascot for that because as a former Warcraft Goblin, I wholeheartedly support my Goblin friends. So,
It was a good time. It definitely
yep,
was. So
yep. That I've been writing a lot of. Speaking of like heroes and villains, I've been just working on a series of one shots. The second in this series is Sea Elf Temple, so that's really working outside my comfort zone. And I had to go back to Anna's fantastic world maps to
Oh,
look in the
awesome.
Jaclea Bay
yeah.
Hmm.
outside of Port Tilo. There's a so Anna has these wonderful little details that she has, because she's like a wizard. She puts these in there, I think, personally just for me, because if you
All right,
look
let
at
me
the
go there.
center of the islands from Flotsam Jetsam,
Yep.
Fairwind Island,
Let me bring up the
right dead
map.
in the center, there are two little dots indicating there's some reef stuff going on there that they're
Hmm.
not real deep. And it's like, that's perfect. That's where I need the temple to
Hmm.
be. So thanks, Annie.
Oh,
Appreciate that.
you're welcome. And wait until you see the new generation of
Oh,
maps.
cool.
Yep. I'm
Absolutely.
working on the
Like
about
right,
three and
right
a half
here, right where that
thousand.
dark, right where that. Oh, wait a minute, you can't see it because I'm not on
You
there.
have to, yeah. Hmm.
Right where this dark spot is, right here.
Let me see. I got to
There's a
shift to.
couple of little
Oops.
spots in
Yeah, there's
between
some
there,
dark spots. There's one
or
here.
some
There's
light
here over
Yeah,
here.
spots.
There's a
right.
dot.
Those two vertical ones.
Yeah, these right here.
Yeah,
I see them.
Yep.
yeah.
I'm like, I'll take that. That'll be the
Hmm.
reef. That'll be the
Yeah.
drowned crown of reefs that. And there's another one that had some currents, like the sea trade ports. And so I ran a couple of simulations to see, like, well, what would the currents be like? And they all the seaport, gesturing with my hands, like you can see.
Hmm.
Uh, all the dotted lines of the trade ports avoid the circular area in between, and I'm like, that's a perfect excuse for there's bad stuff that happens there. So the sea
Yeah.
elves don't like surface dwellers harshing their oceans. So I thought
So,
that's a great place for like some Quitoans to be and some sea elves to be battling back and forth.
yeah. So you call them the drowned crown reefs?
The drowned crown reefs, because it's a circular set of reefs.
Should I put the, I do I have your permission to put them on the next edition of the maps?
Oh, I've arrived.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, I noted that when you said it. So now that's on my map notes now. So cool. Awesome. Then
It's
my
it's
then
it's
you need to put
definitely.
a blog post and somewhere and detail them so I can
I'll
link to
I'll
it.
hop on your
Yeah.
Discord and leave you all the notes of what I'm
Okay.
thinking.
Awesome.
It's
Awesome.
it's neat too because they're like Joe Gilrod. I caught up with him and he's always just a ray of sunshine at the conventions. And he was running the pirate adventure on the sailing ship with the goblins, and I'm like, oh god, if I could jump on that. But a couple of those pirate themed adventures, that they're gems, they're rare, and I
They
wanted to
are.
jump into it,
Oops.
so did that, and was starting to work on a double espionage one where the players have to basically outsmart a master thief, and I pulled a character from a player character, somebody in the Warcraft community. Their character was Pommy Tappet. It's a gnome thief, and so they're going to make an appearance in a future one. So got a whole bunch of one shots coming up that are like 2 hours or less. They're working up, so that's kept me very busy.
Cool.
We will also take a look at Jeff's new publication that's on DM's Guild at the end.
Oh,
Stone Cold Contracts.
yes,
Far
John
Shore.
Farshore.
Far Shore's as
John
far away as you
Farshore.
get.
So that's in That's in the city of Greyhawk, and the third episode is getting into your backyard, Jay.
Oh yeah.
It's going into the Principality of Ulick with Prince Corund
Yes.
and his penchant for coin collecting.
Ha, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. The
That's all
nobles
good.
tell you. The nobles tell you just don't talk about it. Just don't bring it up. He won't shut up about it. So.
All good.
Yep.
All righty. Let me take this off and close this stuff out. All righty. So we did bad guys last week. We're going to do good guys this week.
All right.
Jeff, so Anna talked about some things on good guys. You know how. What are your thoughts, especially when it pertains to Greyhawk? Like, I always see Greyhawk as good versus evil for the most part. There's a lot of shades of gray in between, but
Yeah.
like, you know, good is trying to defeat evil. It goes all the way back to the beginning. I mean, the Greyhawk Wars, even, you know, all during Living Greyhawk era. The bad guys are slaughtering all the good guys everywhere, killing off Kara Stein, you know, 2-3 times. Yeah, it's just like crazy stuff. But yeah, so what are your thoughts?
Yeah, you've gotta have those few lights in the darkness to keep hope going forward. If you're going with the grim dark of Ashes of Greyhawk and beyond, or if you're dealing with the classic Greyhawk of Evil Ascendant, you don't want too many good guys, because then it's kind of like, well, why haven't they cleaned everything up? Are they really that inept? But I still liked Elmo from. I'm gonna invoke. If you're playing J. Scott Bingo, we're gonna talk about Hamlet. But I always like Elmo the Ranger. I thought was the guy. You know, he's not that bright, but he's got his heart in the right place, and he'll try to help where he can. And I always enjoyed. Now I'm going back to when I think it was John Sheets's games when we went through Hamlet together.
Yes.
And Elmo wasn't he wasn't the brightest bulb on the tree.
No, and that you're talking about, that is early.
Ancient.
We're talking probably 83.
It was when Hamlet was new.
Yeah. Well, Hamlet was new in '79, right?
So it was still warm off the presses when we experienced it. But yeah, Elmo was a good one. I'm trying to think of some other positive characters.
Barn, number 2.
Yep.
There's Elmo. Elmo was Otis's younger brother?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. He's just always talking about his brother Otis. Is that right?
Yeah, maybe it was Otis I was thinking of. One of them was the Ranger.
Brother Otis will eventually hear of it in secret. Otis is a 10th level Ranger away on the crest of Uday.
Oh, no, it is Elmo.
Yeah. Elmo's like, yeah. So, but that is a good guy, definitely, for the party in that area. Absolutely. With
he's got some good stuff, but I'm just trying to think of some of the others. It's you always know the bad guys, you know.
Well, that's the thing. I think. Hey, what's up there, Michael? That's the whole point, I think, of this discussion is I think a lot of the good guys are player characters.
Yeah,
there are some good guys that are not player characters, you know, and
otherwise it's a dark world if there's no good guys without the player characters. Then that's.
I barely touched published source last week. I went over a lot of campaign bad guys last time, like, you know, Lord Page and his associates and the Dark Brotherhood that I have and all that. But yeah, there are some really, really good. There's some good guys.
The world's full of light here. It's my Greyhawk is like a 70 or 60-40. The evil ones are definitely more numerous the ones that tend to cut corners and don't think about principles and will be as ruthless as they can get away with, so to speak. They will be the majority, but on the other hand, their trust levels are lower, so they have fewer friends and they're less organized by nature, because when you can trust others, that's when you can build better organization and stuff. That's why the good states are usually wealthier and their population have trust and stuff. So, but that's my take on things. But I have my ideas. Yeah.
So
the other good. I was just going to say the other good guy I can think of. He doesn't have a name though, and that's why it's hard to remember his name. It's the Castellan of the Keep on the Borderlands.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
because
yeah.
he's holding back all the forces of evil, and boy, he could use your help as long as you're not a bunch of jerks. And
Yeah.
the
He's
fact
got.
they never gave him a name, at least
Well,
in the initial one.
probably didn't return. They probably didn't return. Return, right? It's probably, yeah,
I gave him a name in my campaign. I
yeah.
rewrote B2 and gave him a name.
What'd you
Just
call
to,
him?
Drogon Baromir.
Okay.
Gave him tried to make him a little blend of a Flanish and other kind of old and new. But
I
he was a good guy because I mean he could be like well, the intent was that you'd use the keep as a base and he'd kind of be your patron and help you out here and there and not. I think part of the reason too with the good guys being a little harder to fill out is, again, you're right, the players are supposed to fill that role, and if
Mhm.
they
Yep.
have too much involvement, and there is that temptation of a DM to really bring in a heavy-handed NPC, they tend to outshine the players, and the players start
That's
to feel
yeah.
like henchmen
Mhm.
instead of the heroes.
Yep, that was exactly my comment just a few seconds before you came in. I said there could be problems with having too many good guys and swinging around the party, so to speak. So yeah, and that exactly
Yeah,
my point is that's where the player characters are supposed to be. So it's yeah.
I
Curtis
Mhm.
in.
think what.
One
Oh,
second.
go.
Curtis in
Yep.
chat. Go to where it says send a message, where that chat bar is, and you have whatever the chat identity is. You click on that, and then it'll be this badge appears. You need to use custom badge for this channel button. Scroll down, and you just gotta make sure that that diamond is highlighted, probably in two spots, and it'll pop up. All right, just sure, little biggie. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, Jeff.
No, I was going to say one thing that helps with that a lot is if you can prepare to look at your good guys and find a niche for them. Basically, give them a role like an outfielder to play, whether it's a healer or whether there's a certain part of the story that they can kind of fill and then just kind of step back off the stage into out of the light.
Yeah.
That tends to help the players not like suddenly sit down and again lose the focus of the adventure. And so I've tried, at least when I'm looking at, okay, these people are going to play with the players. What's their role? What's their purpose in that?
Mhm.
Um, I had a druid that was helping players in a one shot, and he's pretty powerful, and so I have him always trying to hang back. He'll help the party when they need it, and of course that does keep you on your toes as a DM. Like, wait, what's the NPC doing? Like, oh, he's on his cell phone. Hold on a minute. Oh yeah, I'll heal you guys. Sure. Uh, but you do want to try to give them kind of a slice of the adventure, but not the whole.
I,
Yeah,
I
and oh, sorry. Go
now I just noticed something. I'm going through this.
40 years later.
Burn, Rufus.
Oh yeah,
They don't have alignments in here.
it's a little questionable. Are they
No, no.
agents of
Otis didn't have one.
Nob?
Otis didn't have one.
Huh.
Elmo didn't have one either.
Huh. I
Yeah,
wonder
there are
if they're
no
just trying
alignments
to
in.
give you flexibility.
Yeah, there are no alignments in that I see, and maybe they're in somewhere else. But yeah, down here it's just look. They got all your stats, your hit points, your
Ah,
class.
you're right.
I don't
Usually
see
there's
it.
an AL with an
Yeah, I don't
abbreviation,
see
but
it.
I know
Interesting.
they were pretty focused on building their castle because they want to help out. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
curiously missing.
yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
Just an
Ah,
but
old adventure.
Jeff, that was yeah, that was a good kind of lineup on good characters. I think for me, one thing that I want to add to that is that for me it depends very much on the level. When the characters are low level, then the good
mm,
guys can be the obvious like quest givers or the ones that set the nature, like the Baron in need or the big just king that needs them to go on a secret mission or whatever it is, so to speak. That they are the high and mighty, they're busy, that they're doing the big stuff, and the characters go and deal with one little problem or something like that. So that then they can have it. But then as the player characters become more powerful and then take a bigger role in the plots of the setting, so to speak, then that the good guys tend to change because then eventually they will be so high powerful that they become the good lords or
hmm
start filling that role, and then you have to start inventing others, so to speak. Then you have to start thinking about, okay, which allies do the parties have, so to speak, that can take on, and that's when I try to break down the plot into bigger parts,
Yep.
and the party plays one part, and then there are other parts that goes on in parallel. So the characters solve one part of the overall plot structure, which means that they have good allies, or someone who's an, and that not they don't necessarily need to be good. We talked about bad guys, and they, some of them can be bad by nature, but they happen to have similar, that their goals correspond, so to speak, so that you can have
Mm-hmm.
it, and to add complexity. But then you have other good guys that the party needs to interact with in order to help them solve the bigger plot, and then they go in and solve their plot. And also you can have a situation, let's say the characters are starting to reach like 10th level,
Yeah.
and now you become, and there's like a bigger battle, and then the characters have to simply, they have to recruit more soldiers and others to fight for them at the big battle, or something like that. So they have to storm a castle or keep, and that's a bigger operation than 5 characters can handle. That's something that needs 50 or 100, but the characters are still doing the core part of the mission, and a bunch of others do. So that's how I try to. The good guys will be there, but their roles shift, so to speak. In the beginning, they're at least benevolent up there, who gives
You
them,
guys got
or
to
hand
think
out
on a
the
more.
treasure at the end, or the reward, or whatever it is. So yeah.
You guys got to think on a more grander scale. I'm
Well,
just
it
kidding.
depends. Meaning, in the beginning, they're just struggling to survive the village and fight the
Assuming you
rats
have
and
one adventuring group, Anna.
oh yeah,
I
but
have
I have one at a
28.
time. I have one at a time, and
I
that's
know,
the,
I
yeah.
know, I know. But like,
Not all of us are lords of Ulick, Jay.
Exactly. We are not. I'm
but
just
what I'm
trying to
saying
Some
is,
of us are
navigate
just
through the.
getting started
Yes,
doing
exactly.
card
Yeah,
tricks as a
but and
gnome.
yeah, but that is a good point, Jay. How, when you have lots of gaming groups, how do they interact? What kind of
the,
aspects come
the
to
the
that from
great
that?
thing about that is, when it gets to this point, I know it's crazy. It's so, and when I'm getting older, it's getting tougher to keep track of. Everyone's like, "How the
Hmm.
hell do you keep track of everything?" I say, "I have no idea." Really, because I'm putting miniatures in the wrong, like, on my walls. They're all by group, and I'm putting miniatures in the wrong adventuring groups
Well, you
now.
need
We're
to
like,
take a picture and then
"Oh, I
save that
have
with the name
pictures,
of the,
Anna.
and
I
so.
I have pictures, but it's just like, oh my god, it's too
Hmm.
much." So, it's gotten to the point now where you're going to have, I call it the generational characters, and that's what I wanted to discuss. I
Mm.
don't talk about the first generation at all. Pure Monty Hall. We had no idea what we're doing. This is 569. We named all the characters after ourselves. So we had William the Conqueror, Matt, Jay the Great, all these guys. We had no idea what the hell we were doing. You remember those days, Jeff?
Yep.
What was your bard's name? You had a high level bard. Now he was kind of transitional second edition. Tim had Skeeve. Tim had Flormond. These guys were like they're all 20th level and stuff, right? And we had no idea what the hell we were
Yeah.
doing.
I
Yeah,
honestly don't
you
remember. It was
had
a
a
weird
bard. I
name.
remember it was a pretty cool
Yeah.
character. Um, so the second generation of characters is when I think it really started developing a lot more personality. And so, like, I got these pictures I did here. Let me throw some of them up here. Um, not just not a lot, but I got, like, so here are my two of my original. Uh, yeah, here we go. So I actually painted these myself, which is, so everyone says you don't paint shit. Yeah, well, I haven't. I painted these 30 years ago. Yeah, so there's the original Hawk and Gazamba miniatures,
Oh
right?
wow.
Yep. So best of friends. They, Gazamba's a fighter clerk mage, like 12, 13, 13. Hawk's like 12 fighter, 15 thief now, and he's died a lot of times. He had both his legs cut off in one adventure when they were fighting at Calavdra. Yes, one time, and he had both his legs
Oh.
cut off. He's levitating around, and there's blood gushing out of his stumps. So the second generation of characters, but these are the characters now. Tim has Fensick and Leuven. If you
Yeah.
remember those that
Yeah.
adventured with them, and Tim ran adventures for these. The original Dark Tower I went through with these. His Wizard of Id I went through with these characters. right? So this is, and then Walt had some characters, but like Pete Moss was was in the Monty realm, right? But he had some other. He had Schlemmen Meal. We talk about Schlemmen Meal
Yep.
all the time. SM Mining Interest. That's it, right? We talk about Lena. We talk about Bertamart. They're all good characters. Well, Lena's not. Lena's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? So yes, yeah, she's a little
Yeah,
crazy.
Skeeve.
Skeeve, yeah, Skeeve. Yeah, Skeeve is awesome. Yeah, yeah, Skeeve from the books. Skeeve from the myth books. That's where he got the name from. But this second generation of characters, we finally figured out. This is like we're talking about. This is 80, 81, 82, 83, going through
Hmm.
then we started other groups. So this is our first generation of good characters. And yeah, Oz the Great, right? Yeah. Um, Oz was awesome. Oz and his what was his sister, the Trollop? He was a troll and she
The
was the troll. No, the troll was the troll and the Trollop was a hot chick. If it ever made any sense, right? And the myth books. Myth books are
it made
hysterical.
sense in the 80s.
Sense in the 80s.
We're too old for that to make
What?
sense now. Yeah.
One of Jeff's original magic items kind of was part of the Demon Tent, right?
Mm,
Yeah, the Demon Tents in those books too. Yeah.
hmm
So
I
this
just
is the
like I like the archer who always fell asleep.
yeah. Well, now we have an archer. All he does is get high all the time. That's Pete Moss, right? So that's
Oh,
well,
geez, yeah,
yeah,
Pete Moss.
yeah. So first generation of characters, they do all these good things, and the Order of Ulick gets formed, and so Gazelma's the head of the Order of Ulick, right? And then we have all these other characters that start filtering in. So this is generation two. Generation one, none
Yeah.
of those characters are around because that was too. As you get older, wow, this is just imbalancing. We all
Mm,
had that, right? Because we didn't know what we're doing. We're 12 years old, right? When we're 15, 16, 17, we kind of started figuring it out a little bit more. So we had fun back then, but these are the first two main characters. And then yeah, that second end of that second generation, you get other characters, and then for me, the Winchesters come around, and that end of the second generation, Elijah and Emerson are the two. So Elijah first, Emerson second, then I had Andrea and I had Elaine. They all started out as Cavalier Paladins. Everyone was a Cavalier Paladin. So an NPC based on Chumley. Oh my God. From Pawn Stars?
yeah.
Uh, Fun? That'd be fun. Yeah. I can think of a lot more fun things to do than have Chumley as a, yeah. Oh my God. Sam, that's a little comical. Um, Chumley the troll from Myth series. Oh, okay. Yeah, Chumley, yeah, and his
No,
sister.
I think you should go with Pawn Stars. You should be a Chaos Mage.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right, so there's the first generation second generation of player characters, and
Yeah.
then at the end of the second generation, some of these go into the third. You got start having like children, Winchester children adventuring around. This is like generation three. That's so yeah. This one's
When
Marion
did Winchester have time to have kids?
because it's just part of
Meaning
they
they
had the
come
pigs.
automatically
Was a
when you're
wizard
obnoxious.
involved?
Yeah,
Well,
when
just
you're obnoxious enough, they come by default, so to speak.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And I'm gonna share that. I promise someone I'll share that the new
So
updated
is
family
Winchester's
tree.
the bad guys,
Who?
or no, they're good guys?
The
Okay.
Winchesters are all well. Most of them are good guys.
I was going to say I've heard so many bad rumors now. I'm starting to see them as bad guys.
Don't
So
listen to Bill the Master Crafter
oh,
or
okay.
anyone
Oh,
else.
okay. There you go.
Yeah, don't listen to
I've
Bill.
just heard so much bad rumors. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's where his name comes from. It comes from the cartoon, right? Jeff and Pawn Stars.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
ten, oh,
Tennessee,
what the heck was the name of that though?
Tennessee Tuxedo.
Yeah.
As Chumley, yeah, absolutely. So here's you got Marion Winchester, the daughter of Emerson and Dana Coldwell, and then Emerson the third goes bad, and Emerson the firstborn. That's where Fritz comes along so Fritz has got another father. That's why he's a half. I know. And you got Jake, who's
Killed Fritz.
Jake's the third son of Elijah and Charisse the mayor. We'll go through all that in a bit, and then he's married to Samantha Crakesbone there, and she's an undead hunter paladin. So we got a lot of there's a lot of interbreeding going on, I guess.
Just
Yeah,
like it was in the Middle Ages.
just like it was in the Middle Ages. Yeah. And then you come to like the last generation, and this is I'll show this again if Tiffany comes on. This is Elaine. So these are cousins. This is Elaine Winchester and Duke Wilborn's three kids. So you got
Okay.
Erin, who just played Saturday, dual class fighter, magic user. Everyone's favorite, Quentin. He's a poor man's Gazumba, Porter Clark mage, right? And then you have Gemma, who was played by Tiffany, magic user thief, half elf. So when you have, I, Jeff, I don't know what you thought rule wise, but when a half elf marries a human, I always said you get your choice whether you want to be raised for the character class wise as a human or a half elf.
Right.
So one's a human, the other two are half elves.
Okay.
What do you do there? I like to say
I'm-
Elrose. It's like the Elrond Elrose thing. They chose.
That's a very Tolkien thing.
What?
Yeah.
That's a very
Yeah.
Tolkien thing.
Yeah.
I think in D&D, but of course, it's up to the DM, but I think there the rules of genetics apply. Of just, you could kind of be one or the other, but then you're like, or you have some blend.
Right, but you could choose.
I would say there's two sides to it. One is what you are biologically, meaning what traits do the character in question have, and the other one are what skills and feats and all the other stuff you learn. And those two things, meaning you can be biologically half elf, meaning you live longer and stuff like that, but you never learn to fight with elven weapons and stuff like that because you grew up. So I would split those two and then look at the situation and say, okay, your backstory, you're half elven ancestry, but your skills and whatever, you grew up with humans. So yeah.
I got one for you. This happened at my table on Friday at Con,
Yeah?
Let's hear it.
Concoction. Never heard this before. Guy comes up, his name's Moogle. His character's called the Woodsman. So far, so good. And I said, okay, what species, what race is he? He goes, he's the child of two half orcs. He's human. And I just kind of went, wait, holy crap! You're like, oh, okay. He's got a little bit of like rough features, but more or less basically both human sides
Was
of
he
the gene
adopted?
pool. No, he was two half orcs basically got together, and
now I got you. Yep.
the child basically got both human sides.
Yeah,
well,
and it's
like 3/4 human, quarter orc, which
but he basically inherited. I was like, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
No, that is actually a great idea. And the reason I'm saying, okay, in the stories they choose, I'm going to let my player characters choose because I want them to enjoy what they're going to come up with. So that's why, like, if you look on, so here, I'll bring up this is a good divesting off of a little bit here. Let me bring up Gemma's sheet. All right, here's Gemma's sheet. And I just said, oh, we're just going to apply a certain percent. So I put down half elf gray 40. She's got more of the gray. She got more gray elven. It was a combination of a half elf and a human in this case.
Okay.
So that's high. She probably should only be 25% elf. But I wanted to put it above that so she's closer to half elf than human. So that's why she's allowed to be multi-class.
She got a little more of the recessive genes. It's fine.
Yeah. So there, and then, but then we have this this one, which I've taken a little bit of flack from, not a lot, but like, all right, trivia question for the audience: who is the most self-sacrificing character I currently have as a player character in my campaign? Player character who does the most self-sacrificing things, sometimes very dumb, in my campaign. Who would that be? Yeah. There we go. Moose went right to it. Myriad went to it. Maram. Right. Maram Soromir. All right. This is so, and here's Maram. Okay. By the way, Maram got a special book Saturday. he got. I'll tell that story in a second here. So he's 25% orcish, which means human and half orc together, right?
Right. Gotcha.
So he's human. If he had more orcish blood in him, then he'd go for the way of half orc, because his character wanted to be a guard in Altamira for all the years, and he said he wanted to become more stoic and more, So that's why I let him dual class fighter monk, the worst monk there is, right? That's what he calls himself. So yeah, but he's like pure lawful good, pure. He almost died again yesterday. He was put down to -7.
Lawful
Um,
good.
lawful good.
DM sidebar. No.
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
He's got orc in him. Come on. No, it's fine.
But
He was
that's
raised by
another
monks.
aspect. Yeah,
Yeah.
meaning or and that's another thing that you can kind of decide, are things, some creatures inherently evil by ancestry, so to speak? They're raised by they're like come up with
No.
for whatever reason or not, so to speak. Yeah. I have
No,
it
it's
that
learned
some creatures are.
behavior.
I have it that some creatures truly are inherently evil because
Yeah.
they come together. But I don't have it that orcs and so on are not inherently evil. But I have it that some other are because that's how they created. If you come from the lower planes and that's where your ancestry truly created, then
You're
you
not
might,
evil, you're
yeah.
just drawn that way. I mean,
Yeah. Then you will smell bad, so to speak, no matter what. Kind of, yeah.
So
To be,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
Jay, go on.
No,
So
it's a
yeah.
funny
the
Sorry,
story.
with the
fighter
So
monk.
tangent. Yeah,
so this is like yeah. So this is how self-sacrificing
my
these
fault.
characters. If you watch yesterday, the fight's almost over. I have all the different troll types. So this dude, and this is where I need to really have my head examined. Lord Crotch Smales, like Judge Smales from
Cool
Caddyshack.
name. Cool
Yes,
names. Yeah.
from what the hell's the town? The town right near the troll fens. Uh,
Uh-oh.
Tristor, from
Okay.
Tristor.
Uh-huh.
Got this idea knowing that they heard about these summoning things when they were trying to summon Sathaga and there was one left. So he said, I'm going to get rid of our troll problem. I'm going to put them over in the Sus forest. I don't care, right? Because I'm lawful neutral. I don't give a crap. So he starts porting these things over, right? One a day, and then he gets killed by them. So they find his gear. So that's how the adventure went. But there's a rock troll left, which is like a huge troll, immune to a lot of half damage from edge weapons. And Rom's fighting this, and he's got paper thin armor class. And Brett's character is a priest of Ilmater who could do that spell that doubles your hit points, right?
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. And there were 3 dual class characters in that adventure. I think it was a record, humans. Rom taunts the rock troll with his taunt ability. And what happens? He gets critical hit. He has 7 hit points left. And he gets critical hit. Now I put him down to -7. He got really lucky. I was only double damage. Yeah. Oh yeah, Miriam. I had look in our pile of sheets here. I'll just show you how prepared I was. See, Kazara's into that pile of sheets in case you felt better. I was ready. I was ready, just in case. But I know with your, I'm glad you're feeling a lot better now. Yeah, your siege mates would have been really helpful there. But it was fun just to show that's a self-sacrificing lawful good character. So I made up all these crazy magic items. Anna, you're gonna appreciate this. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
First one. Um, this is the Rod of the Pale. Okay, so this is the Theocracy of the Pale magic user item. So
Cool.
it attacks with +2 staff. It has charges. With one charge, you can not only detect the character's alignment, you detect their religion as well.
Oh.
See if they're a heathen right off the bat, right? Okay.
Useful for a priest of Voltus to have.
Well, that's who this came
Good.
from.
Oh, how about the big surprise?
Yeah, he was from the Theocracy of the Pale. He's like, we have too many trolls in the troll fence. I'm gonna instead of killing them, I'm just gonna send them down to the sus. And he was teleporting them down. I see. I know I'm devious. And then on a crit, he can use a charge and up the crit by 1 time for a critical hit. So there you go. And that was a charge. So, but the funniest item was Maram got the following: the Tome of Breeding in the Pale. Yes. What is that? What do you think that did, Jeff? The tome of
Propagated.
breeding in the pale.
Toma breeding in the pale?
Breeding in the yeah, in the theocracy of the pale.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh,
Are we talking demographics again?
No, we're
Yeah.
talking a magical book, a magical tome.
I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
No,
Yeah.
Mary. It gave you a point of comeliness
I was going to go with comeliness.
Oh,
That.
unless your comeliness was under 12. Then it gave you 2 points.
Oh.
oh.
Maram, as you see on the sheet, had 8 comeliness. This is before it updates. He will now have 10. So he's like, oh, good. I'm going to ask out my one friend Shayla.
I'm
So
moderately average.
yeah, pretty low for an adventurer. Yeah. Now he's decently, yeah, he's still got 9 charisma there, right? But it was hysterical. It fit perfectly for him. So just to
Breeding.
talk about. He's also only 500 experience points up from going up to 9th. So some of these characters are starting to get to that point, and that's where we'll talk about some other characters. He looks Max, yeah. That's where I think the heroes, you can have hero discussions at 9th level, Lord status.
Mm.
So, all right. How about this? Audience, give me a character, player. Throw out a couple, player or NPC that's a good guy or good gal in my campaign. Just throw someone out there. They're really good-hearted. Good. Excuse me. Too much taco fajitas for dinner. Good aligned. The good aligned character. Gemma. Yeah, Gemma's one. Yeah. Gemma's one, but yes, the son of Melf. Good one, Lord Forth. Eleador. That's another one. So we can go to that one. Emerson the Fourth. That's another one. Emerson the Fourth has a long story arc that's kind of tragically ending there. So here, let's go. Wrong date. That's right. That's right date. I think I bumped. Yeah. It was Shayla Savage, so he is Maram is. Gemma is definitely a really so. Eleador, who's the son of Melf, right? This is Luke Gygax's character, and he has definitely a good heart. He's from the same house as Yolan, right? House Vic Strolin. I have Melf, Eleador, and their cousin is my good friend Todd Stashwick's character. Morton is also part of that family. Right, so yeah, E4 is a wet blanket but good-hearted. He is a wet blanket but good-hearted, and he also is now, believe it or not, there, Curtis. Look at this, how old this sheet is. It's when I had that card stock. I don't know where that art is. He also is the last. He was the champion at the joust at Concoction. He won.
Oh.
Yep. So there you go. So yeah, the one lady who just played the game, not being around for long. Oh yeah, so yeah, Ella. Ella did not get along very well with Fritz, which was hysterical. Here's Ella. She's a Rothschild. I do have an old family tree for Rothschilds I can show too. So there's Ella. Yep. So that's a paladin, and Taryn's on, and Taryn plays them very, in a very good way. Absolutely. Old school fighter paladin, not a cavalier paladin. We saw what happened with a cavalier paladin 2 Thursdays ago when
Yeah.
Jared was running down human thieves on his horse.
Yeah, he's a room broom. He just comes in and just clears the room. Like, thanks, guys. Go ahead and pick up the treasure.
And by the way, hopefully they approve my changes for the Cavalier for the Melf book, the Cavalier class, because it is a subclass for 5.5. It is a subclass of the Knights of the Holy Shielding, and there's a lot of horseback combat with them. You have to be on a horse. Right. You retro anyone that fit into Great Kingdom houses. Baker, no, it's not my side of the map. It's not me. It's not me. I don't have any. I have never made a change, edit over. I'm trying to think if I even created a character. This character from the Pale that got killed is like a rarity for me. It just was the way the story went. No, it's just not. It's not me. Dale would be big on Dale Assure. Rob for Nyrond, Valmoku for Nyrond. A couple people play Caverick's Cove, so Razkill, that's a good question, but she's not good. So that's a good question. Can neutral characters fit into this? What are your thoughts there, Anna and Jeff, on neutral characters fitting into this? Because wait a minute, is she good? No,
Now you really try to make it complicated, because if alignment is complicated, if you just have the good and the bad, and then
right.
so yeah. But
Neutrals definitely mix
yeah.
it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
Poppy's a little
Greyhawk, we have,
shit. Marianne says,
yeah,
it's her
but
character.
we have to acknowledge that Greyhawk has a
Too.
really tradition of neutrality, an active, so-called active neutrality. If you go back to Gary's writing about Mordenkainen and others, and you had the idea that active neutrality was that if the bad guys became too powerful, then you allied with the good guys, and then you fought the bad guys, and then vice versa. So you wanted to even things out. And
the vice versa is the thing that's the game changer, because that's where neutral people go, but wait a minute, it's like, no, good's becoming too powerful. We need to hone that down. And it's, well, what side are you on? It's like the center of the map. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's a real game changer.
So it's kind of, and I have a personal problem with that, but that is my personal problem. I don't see it. Doesn't need to be a problem in every game by a long shot, so to speak. You can definitely run that, and you can make games interesting. And just because it's one of my hang-ups and problems or whatever, it's one of my, I need a card here kind of problem, so to speak. But that's my problem, and I acknowledge that is my problem. It has nothing to, that's not a problem for the game, because you can make interesting games when major figures can switch legions like that because of overall situation and stuff. That is an interesting mechanic, and that can certainly happen in my games, but it doesn't happen for that reason, that you have someone who takes the temperature. Oh, the goods are coming too much, so now I'm switching. I'm always fighting for the underdog, so to speak, and so on. But on the other hand, you can see that as a good thing to always fight, but you try to well, at least Gary tried to, I think, have it as a cool mechanic or something, so to speak. He didn't want to. It was like Mordenkainen and others were the staunch defender of the current situation in Greyhawk, so to keep stability or something. So yeah.
So there's a lot of good discussion going on in chat about Poppy, because she's a priest. She's a multi-class priest of Brandon Barris Thief. Brandon Barris is a neutral god. I think that she cares about her adventuring group and her family, right? But does not care about the fight against good versus evil.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
I have a couple of typical neutrals from my game, so to speak. One of them is the true neutral is the heretic. I'm the one sitting on who live on a pedestal or a little hut in the forest, and I don't screw the world. I'm going to live here, and I'm going to ignore the world, so to speak, and contemplate the higher nature of magic or whatever it is, so to speak. The one that doesn't care, Bokob, the uncaring, so to speak. I'm nerdy interested in this, and I don't care about politics. Someone dies or someone whatever. That's not my business.
It's like an introvert neutral versus an extrovert neutral.
Yeah, and the other neutral would be a greedy mercenary, or someone who simply say, well, I'm going to earn money and I'm going to fight for someone who whatever, and don't care. That could either be, if you're really uncaring, that will be, then you're evil, so to speak, in that sense. You're just doing it for greed, and I kill whoever gives me money or for whatever money. I would say I will put that in the evil, because if you have no moral qualms. The neutral one, I will also have that, who will be like, well, it's, if there's like a bully on the schoolyard, will be like, oh, if he can hurt me, I'm going to stay here and hope that someone else punches him, and so on. But if he gets really bad, I'm going to fight for myself and the others. That I have as one other neutral, so to speak. The convenience kind of, if it hurts me too bad, I'm just going to hope that someone else picks up the fight and deal with that evil problem. So I will have that as neutral, or a neutral ruler will simply say, well, the law says this, so now I need to do this without thinking too much, so to speak. That's another one who just like the lawful neutral, so to speak. The one that the law is important and I don't care if it's good or bad.
Well,
Mm.
and that's
Yeah.
why, and I think Sargent is the one who pushed this first.
Okay. Yeah.
That, yeah, Curtis, yeah, absolutely. We can talk later. We
Yeah.
can get it fixed. We'll talk about it. Uh,
Yeah.
that's why in From the Ashes, when all the Tritherian explosion appears during that era, when From the Ashes comes out,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because of all the Ayu's invasions and retribution and all that, but they hate lawful neutrals. As much as they hate evils, they hate lawful neutral characters, especially Foltest lawful neutrals, because they see them as fence sitters and holier than thou people of law, and it drives them crazy. So actually, in their special abilities, let's see, who can I? Let me bring up the Fion character. Um, This is why I love Greyhawk so much, and where it goes with specialty priests. Let me bring up Fion eighth. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here, right here, look at this. Um, some of the abilities here. Once per day, they can use a double damage dice blow versus evil or lawful neutral. They also get +2 on saves versus evil and lawful neutral creatures.
Mm.
There you go. So guess what? They get +2 and everything against fucking Modrons.
Mm.
Oh god, I hate Modrons. Does anyone love Modrons out there?
They're banned in. I have no Modrons in my
Thank
campaign.
you, Aaron. Yeah.
I will never have. Yeah, I totally agree. The 2x4s with eyes and arms, that's not
Oh,
my thing.
oh yeah.
No, that's not my
Oh
thing.
my
It's like no,
god.
no, no.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Priest of Tritherian. Yeah, that's a street priest of Tritherian. So here's another one. Rob brings up his character Gom the Confident. Gom was a follower of Emerson, and now that Courtney's not playing anymore. So Emerson, not Emerson. Emerson the fourth married Elisira, and we already have twin kids, and now I gotta figure out what to do. So maybe they'll just go off into the sunset. Modrons definitely got slower as time went on, especially because they were just unused. They're just, I mean, to put them in that book in its entirety, someone paid someone, because I'm just like, this is ridiculous, right? In that Monster Manual too, I'm like, why?
with the Modrons.
Yeah, I didn't need to
I,
hear
I think
about
that
the.
was part of the when you have manual of the planes, you have the chaos when everything just dissolves into whatever,
Yeah,
and then you needed someone like, oh, but then we need to have the opposite when things just
Slide were
organize
useful.
into whatever. So it's
Yeah, I love Slod.
yeah.
I love
So
Slaughter
you
are
just have
awesome.
to
Yeah,
yeah.
I love Slod.
But I
Slod are
don't see
very
that
well
as
done.
physical. They don't take the form of 2x4s or 6x8s or whatever they are, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah,
You just
Rascal.
have to have
It's okay.
have an adventure where they're in Home Depot or something like that,
Yeah. But that's been my and it's still it's but the problem is that then I saw a nature documentary when you had these big crystals, gypsum crystals and stuff like that. And it was like, that looks suspiciously like a modron.
Oh my
And I
Put
was
god.
some
like,
googly eyes on it, and you're
Well,
all set.
exactly. And then I was like, maybe I have to rethink that. And then I was like, no, I'm not going to rethink it. But I was going to say, but there are some I'm can see that someone else can have a different opinion, and I have to respect that. Before I was like, no, no two by
hey
fours,
Joe.
they shouldn't be exist. But I'm be like, well, someone if someone else wants to have more runs in their games, I'm not going to protest.
No,
But yeah,
everyone can do what they want, but you just
yeah.
brought up a
But
thing.
before that used to be a hill I wanted to die on, so to speak. That no more runs in anyone's game. But I'm soften up. Yeah.
Out of all the monsters in the Star Trek world, the one that I hated more than any of them
The
was
Horta.
Next Generation's crystalline entity. I hated that monster. It went just spun around out there and
Is
it
that a
destroyed.
modron thing too,
Well,
or
kind of, and it
uh-huh?
just destroyed the surface of all the planets. Just ate everything on the
Oh.
planet's surface.
See?
Yeah, yeah,
Is that the Modron March?
oh my god, yeah. And then during one episode, the lady takes revenge on one of them and blows it up. So as that makes it, yeah, it's you that makes the channel. They players are just, oh, thanks, Rascal. Look, I appreciate that. That's kind, but look, I don't have the channel I have without these talk shows and without the players. Let's be honest, and the people watching. Yeah, yeah. So it's just look, we got 90 people watching now. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Yeah.
So Gum, was brought in as a lapdog boy for Emerson, the other barbarian, and now he's taken over because Emerson may have gone to Thunderlips's side, right? You like that name, Jeff? That's right from Rocky 3, man.
Oh
Oh, I
man.
thought it was like
Oh,
MASH, but hot lips.
no,
So what
Yeah,
no,
was
that's
that?
what I
Thunder,
Yeah,
was thinking.
no,
yeah.
Thunderlips was Hulk Hogan in Rocky
Oh.
3.
Oh,
That
I
was what he
forgot
called
that.
himself.
Yeah.
Oh.
The
Mhm.
ultimate
Okay.
male, right?
Huh.
Yes,
Jeez.
Thunderlips, the ultimate male. Yeah. So everyone gets a kid. So now there's this big. They think that she has somehow gone off to their side. So
Hmm.
that's going on, and we'll have a big brouhaha on that at some point. So yeah, let's. Fritz is pretty. Fritz is pretty vain enough to know you're really talking. Yeah. So, but if you want to go to a character of Rob's, it is very. Whoops. I hate when I have that background there. Old. Let's go here. And he played yesterday. This is a very good aligned character of Rob's. Um, and that's Durgam Flintblade. All right. So, and he is now 8'10" fighter thief.
Hmm.
That's pretty nasty for a dwarf. Dual wielding, long sword, short sword, um, lots of gear, lots of magical. Two named weapons. He's got Prospector and Reprisal. So he's got the two weapons that are pretty cool. He also has a battle axe of sharpness called Sharpie that he can't use yet because he doesn't have battle axe of proficiency. And that's not a multi. That's not a multi weapon there. Yeah. So Durgam is the epitome of kind, not nice. Look, Rob, if you haven't slaughtered Alabella yet, just because you've been pissed off at everything, that's as good as it gets. Because if I was there or anyone else, I think Myriad or anyone else they would have killed her a long time ago. All right. So that is my test. As you can see, I push it as far as I can. She does the dumbest things, gets dwarves killed all the time. And I push to see how far it's going to be before you guys break. So, yes. What's up, Jeremy? That's my push on you all. Hey. Yes, to get brought back because Mike Disney's character Skarn, who's another lawful good dwarf, he just can't give up on her, and that is another. And Skarn is like one of the Skarn and my brain just went off. Skarn and um, Erebus are the two most played characters when you get a choice for a player character in a camp. Whoops. Especially Priest of Moradin, there's Skarn Wolfmaster. Both Knights of Ulick, by the way. Both in the order. Ninth level, especially Priest of Moradin. And he has White Dragon High Plate Mail. He has a Warhammer named Victory, and he has Helga as well. So he's got two named ones as well. But he just can't give up on her. So yeah, just cut off her feet. Razkil says. And of course, Jeff, I know you've done this. You've put in an NPC who means well, but has catastrophe happen all the time around him or her. And then the player characters need to figure out how do I get rid of this individual?
Sounds like
Get
somebody's got a
rid of
tween.
that sounds tough. But yeah, but Jay, that's good because I have it like there are two when it comes to good creatures in the world and stuff, meaning that some are good by nature, meaning that
Right.
they simply
Yeah.
want to do good. They don't want to harm anyone. They just want to live in peace and be nice to people. And they are the ones, yeah, they help me. They're good by nature, so to speak. And then there are other, I have it more that are good more by principle and necessity. And I'm going to make an example. In my Devon campaign, it was Prince Carvent, or
Mhm.
the of that ruled Devon, so to speak. He's not good by nature. He would probably love to string someone up, cut the heads off people left and right when he gets angry, but he's the one that have realized he's wise and very intelligent, and he realized that in his situation there are a bunch of people and stuff. He needs to be good, fair, and so on in order to to build trust and stuff in his population, and he understands that from that it becomes his moral that he tried to rule and reign using those principles, so to speak. He's not meaning if you push him a bit and personally anger him, he will chop your head off, and no matter what about that. But so
So he's
he's more
short
like
fused.
not no, he's
No.
not. He's very, because he realized that he can't go around just because he gets have a bad day and just, oh, these underlings need to be cut, because then that will ruin his thing.
Oh,
He
okay.
understands the virtue of being a good ruler, because that helps the realm and it
Mhm.
helps his clan and his cause long term, so to speak. But so he needs to really, 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 really be patient. But if he can personally realize that you come and insult him personally, and if it becomes a threat to the realm, he will go after you and murder you in a back alley, no question whatsoever. But overall, he realized that good principles, meaning he needs all the people in his realm on his side, as many as possible. So he needs to treat them well. He needs to make sure that they have decent living and blah, 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 all stuff like that, so to speak. So he needs to really be careful and find out that is a true enemy, and so on and so forth. So I have it that, and so I have it that way. But personally, no, he's not really. He can has few close friends and stuff like that. He has people that he learned to trust over the time in from that sense. But
Okay.
he's a kind of an asshole. He wants to be an asshole, but he understands for his cause, and over time he needs to restrain himself. So he's super patient. The opposite of I use that I have a super impatient, meaning, oh, it's for me,
Yeah,
and
and
yeah.
a lot of cat
And I
handles
don't
like
feel
that.
like this today. So now we change things because I have a new opinion about this, a new feeling
Whims.
about
It's
whatever.
based on
Yeah,
whim. Cat
they
handles on
exact
your whim.
chaotic, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Prince Carvin had very lawful neutral with good
Oh
tendencies
wow. Okay, I
ruler,
didn't
so
know
to
that. It
speak.
was
Yeah,
good
yeah,
tendencies.
yeah. That's how I depict him. So he's very kind of he reluctantly being good, so to speak, because he figured out that it works for him politically over time, so to speak. He in that situation he is, and he yeah. So because he's seen all the bad apples around him, and that means that if he can be a better ruler for people, they will come to him and they will come to Real Devon. They will be loyal to him. They will pay taxes, and they that gets me more, so to
Right.
speak. And
That
and
makes
yeah.
total sense.
Yeah. So
Uh,
so I have it that is like good by necessity rather than the principle and necessity rather than nature, so to speak.
I'm going to ask Jeff a question about 10 in a second here, but
Uh-oh.
Interestingly enough, Myriad's only good character, neutral with good tendencies, is voted aboard of her witch.
Yeah.
So
So
witch thief. And I got this, got witches and warlocks all over the place in this. I got different witch sects running around fighting each other. We've introduced the warlock class, and that's fun. Lawful pragmatic. Yeah, that's true, Wolf. That
Yeah.
sounds exactly like it. So, but with that, you can have different characters. I don't think Voda cares about, once again, what IU's is doing. Voda cares about more about what other witches are doing that are making it a bad name and then
mm,
more witch hunters are going to be out there, more types are going to be hunting them, and she doesn't want that to happen. I think that's the direction of her goodness, which is fine. It's more on a smaller scale. Like there's characters that join the Order of Ulick because they care about the grand fight on good versus evil. There's ones that don't because they're more good aligned on a smaller, in particular, point or two, which just makes perfect sense in the game. Not everyone needs to be a member of a knighthood,
mm.
you know. So,
After I played with Voda, I really wanted to roll a witch just so I could use a Russian accent too.
yeah. You can play a witch or a warlock, Jeff, if
I
you
have
want
the
to in the
perfect
future.
name. I have the perfect name, Svidragailov.
Cool.
Warlock class is fun, man.
Yes.
You get to steal spells. You get to steal spells and you put them in your spellbook permanently. It's not like you
Oh,
just steal them and get them and recast them. You get them and put them in your spell book.
so you're a spell collector.
Basically, yeah. You could
Now,
get
if only I
elemental
could play a goblin,
spells.
I'd be set. But
What's that?
that's okay. I said if only I could play a goblin, I'd be set.
A goblin warlock? Oh my god.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no.
So yeah. All right, Jeff. 10.
Yeah.
The flan there.
Yeah.
Like politically organized or whatever by clan. Is it
Yes.
more of a lawful neutral? What is it out there?
It's
in your
lawful
game?
neutral predominantly. So
Okay.
the Flan are organized into 18 baronies, and the history of the Flan was that they originally were not a duchy. They were a collective of tribes that were ruled by wise women called the Seven, and they followed a religion called the Seven Mothers, which again, this is all my homebrew.
Yep.
They was it the with the Airdy expansion, there's historical stuff where there was a battle of the Red Path or something like that near where White Plume Mountain is, I think, or there's a road. There's some battle that was described, and I basically tied that into where they threw off the shackles of Airdy. They didn't pay tribute anymore to Airdy and said, "We're our own nation." They kind of over time distilled into about 18 different baronies. They're ruled differently. Some are ruled by royalty, some are collectives. Like in the West, there's a large farming province called Turnsmay that's basically their wheat belt and horse the cavalry. So it's basically farms, horses, and wheat, and there is a collective of farmers, and they elect a representative every couple of years, and there's an elder in there. That's on my website. There's if you go to the southeast, they become more structured. Like the northeast is druids and rangers, and so the Hearthold reach to the northeast. The northern frontiers are more baronial because they're military. So you'll have more classical barons given tracts of land and basically go kick ass and take this in the name of the Duke. There's the imperial province, well, not the imperial province, the baronial province of Nevon Nevnend, which is where the capital city is. It's where the duchy is, the royal family, and there's a whole history of it. But generally, the Flan went from matrilineal tribes into more ordered baronies and structure.
So pretty lawful
Okay.
neutral. Oh, Manny, thanks for the save there.
Yeah, there's a structure. Yeah.
But it's a structure based on making sure that the communities are good. So it's
the structure's parallel. The way I had it was
okay.
that the structure, the lawfulness of it was tied around nature. That there is an order to nature and balance. So you kind of have two parts. You have the lawful side, there's an order and a structure to nature, but there's a neutral side where even that structure has to obey balance. You can't have it too much, too little, too hot, too cold. And so they try to work in harmony. Now that's the old faith. And
right, okay.
I did the 10 a little bit like Russia with Peter the Great, where you have the old ways of doing things that have worked for hundreds and thousands of years. But, we're surrounded by all these nations who really want to do business with us. And man, they've got nice shiny castles and armor and magic.
Well, 10 really was in that situation because the rest of the world changed when the Great Kingdom was shaped and started to come. There was a new game in town, so to speak. So that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yep. And so you've got this dichotomy that you see more towards the closer you get to the seat of power, the more you see this crisis between sticking with the old ways of the land and having to basically be pragmatic of there's a world of politics and feudalism that we can't ignore. And so you run into this clash in some of the provinces. That's how I've built the 10.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Very cool. The ever mysterious Tim, everyone.
Hello, Tim.
Hello. I love Jeff when they make sense, when you do things that make sense from perspective like that. I love that when you put that in. I'm sorry.
No, that's great. That's awesome. And if you scroll right over here, look, this is where Mr. Lord Schmales came from yesterday. Yes. So Tristor right there.
It's a bad neighborhood.
It was, and Tim. He took one of the things from the fundraiser. It was the one that was still there that they didn't destroy. and he was
You,
using it to port trolls from the troll fens to the sus. Just
you,
to get rid of them.
you want a little insight into my homebrew? If you look at the northwest about 10 o'clock on the troll fens, now go
Yep.
back to where you were.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There's a little round depression on Anna's map. Again, thank you, Anna. Looks like a
Welcome.
crater. There's a series of volcanic craters there, and that's where I have the fire giants. The
Right
Hall of the
here?
Fire Giant King.
Cool.
Yeah, because,
Mm-hmm.
fire giants can really negotiate well with trolls given fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of
Cool.
like, why don't you do our bidding or else?
All
So
right. Oh, that's cool.
anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
the troll fens are a fun place. And it's so vast. You have so much to play with there.
Yeah. Absolutely. So Tim,
Yeah.
give me generation 1 or 2, your best good guy, good gal characters of your top 3 of yours.
Characters.
Yeah. Which were your goodest guys from those early days? I want to see what he says here.
Hmm.
Oh, he's thinking. That's scary.
Well, Leuven
Okay. Leuven the light-fingered.
and Galilad.
Galalad, yes.
Galalad.
Galalad, he's back from the dead. He got wished back because a witch aged him 10 to 100 years.
Yeah,
He's back though.
that was
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Galalad. That's like 19. That's your first character, dude.
That's one of them. He's in the first
He's
That
got
was-
that.
early.
He's
That's
got
early.
that
was-
Guthrie. He's got that Guthrie. And
Okay.
He painted Nike sneakers on him with yeah. Yeah. I got
Cool.
the picture. Next time you're over, I'll show it to you.
with
who's your third?
because he has boots of speed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who's your third?
Third?
Yeah, third good character. I said from the original first generation too, if you want the Monty Hall era.
Oh, are we counting the one I first brought in?
Who's that? Floorman?
Skeeve?
Oh, Skeeve.
Skeeve?
Yeah, you can count Skeeve.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He didn't
Skeeve.
come from first level though.
It doesn't matter. That's why I didn't say from.
Yeah,
I just
Skeeve.
said-
He's definitely a good guy. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's like
Okay. A lot of people mentioned Skeeve already.
super good guy.
Yes, and he has 2 kids. 2 of his kids running around. His daughter's not good at all.
She is good. She's just it's hard when you're growing up.
She set a murder up.
Well, that girl was not good for her brother, so she's looking out for her brother. Jay, you got to consider.
That's not a good lie. That's not good at all.
There's
he
good
hired a
people
hit
that do-
person to
there-
kill her.
There's good people that do bad things sometimes, Jay. People can learn from their mistakes.
That's psychotic behavior.
You
Well,
are surprised?
consider
Jeff,
her the upbringing's pretty rough, you
in
know. Come on.
Harvey, there is a
Yeah.
bar where all the waitresses are named after Charlie's Angels characters.
Oh, for God's
Okay, so it was Sabrina, wasn't it Sabrina? It was Sabrina,
Yeah.
I think. It was
I
either
think
Kelly or
so.
Sabrina.
Yeah,
So-
Kelly and Sabrina. Yeah.
Hugo's dating Sabrina.
Hugo Stiglitz.
Hugo Stiglitz, yes. So those
The-
are fake names, right?
Yeah.
Hugo Stiglitz. Hugo Stiglitz, and is also the guy. Is this a good act? Who brought the red shirts onto the field of battle, playing music
Okay.
during that big battle in Harvey, and they got fireballed and all killed.
Well, he didn't know about you, Jay. See, Hugo, I wasn't metagaming.
Okay, all right, that's fine. But yeah, she hired a hit person to go kill because she didn't think that person was good enough for her.
Right,
brother.
because he was falling in love with this lady who's going to drag him down and ruin his career. You know? And she knew that he'd be upset if she directly intervened. So
Thank you for the hype train.
I think it's one of those things she regrets, you know, looking back.
Sure, killing, yeah, murder, yeah.
Well, we don't really know that, do we? But
we don't. We haven't played those characters in a while.
yeah,
How-
so she has regrets.
All right,
you know.
audience, I want you to answer this question too. All right, is this a good or bad act? You have an elvish fighter. This happens in the Forgotten Temple of Arithnal adventure. And if you don't know where that is, and
It's
even
not
though-
related to me, right?
No, it's not.
All right, I'm off the hook. All right.
I'm not really. It's not you. It's not you. Of course, Anna placed it where I asked, and where it makes the most sense. Rich Diola says no, it doesn't go there, even though it says it's in the sus. Here it is, Hidden Temple of Arithnal. They're in the lower
Oh.
levels. and all the kids of all they're all humans. All the kids are in the bottom level, and they're playing Ring Around the Rosie. Okay,
Mm-mm.
and they're going ring, they're singing a song, and
Plague.
Alan's character comes in, his Sylvan Elf fighter, dual wielding, and they're singing Ring Around the Rosie, saying, "You suck, you're gonna die, my parents are gonna rip your heart out," all that stuff, and they're just doing that around in a circle. He goes in the room, shuts the door, and kills and slaughters them all.
Oh, he's
Well,
Anakin
the evil
Skywalker.
must be purged from the very roots.
Is that an evil act, killing all those kids, Anna?
Of course it is.
That's what I said.
Then he's
It's
no longer good.
it's
Whoa,
like
whoa,
a
whoa, whoa, whoa!
whoa,
Wait a
whoa,
minute. What are the kids doing?
whoa.
See, there you
What are the
go.
kids doing?
Doing a Ring
Yeah.
Around the Rosie song, mocking.
Invoking doom and plague.
Now, what he basically was trying to take care of it early. It's the same thing as if you go back in time and kill Hitler when he's a
I
kid.
knew it was gonna.
I was going to say
You know,
that
what you're
that
doing
might
is you're
be
preempting the
exception
time
to that
travel.
rule. Yeah,
Yeah,
if the
Anakin
kids were
Skywalker
undead
disagrees, yeah.
or
Bootstrap
whatever,
paralytic
yeah,
dogs. Go
something.
look it
So
up.
yeah, of course they could be, especially in a fantasy world, there could be exceptions. But I think it comes to the that distinction is something good because it's that one, so to speak, or is it? I have it that good and bad is what you do. That is what defines you, so to speak. It's not who you are; it's what you do.
Just another point of
Primarily.
view.
Yeah.
They knew, Jay.
Oh,
Jay,
I
Alan
take
knew
it.
that
It's a
if
point of
he
view.
didn't
Yeah.
kill them, you would have him come back and plague them for years.
Well, they could have done something. They could have taken them with them.
I remember when one of my characters at the Temple of Elemental Evil actually rehabilitated 2 orcs.
Yep.
And captured them, said I would spare them if they would ever, and then made them.
Listen, Gazumba himself and Hawk and Fensik and Leuven took in a bugbear and a goblin, and look, they're legendary characters in the campaign right now.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? They were stuck in a pit in the Wizard of Id with them.
They were already pretty nice from the beginning, though. They were a little bit nicer than.
Yeah, they were a little bit nicer. But Anna's 2 favorite NPCs in my campaign.
Oh, awesome!
But they're
Are
not
they
good
good or
aligned.
bad? I hope they're good. Yeah.
Well,
They're not. Okay.
well,
They're
they're
good.
part of the Bounty Hunters Guild, and that's
Okay,
another
well-
and that's another question I have.
Yeah.
For the party here is
They go after people with warrants.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
don't. They do it on contract only. They don't kill. They don't attempt to kill. Here's the Guild of Bounty Hunters as of, I don't know, a couple of years ago. There's Charisse in the front, Farquaad and Fedez, and here's Pupu and Kaka right here. Pupu and Kaka, along with a lot of other members of the guild.
I think it's awesome that you kept them and kept the names.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is from 1983, I think. Yeah. So, using the NPC bounty hunter class. No, Zokar. Here's the funny thing. I didn't even know that class existed. When we started playing back in like '80, I was like with AD&D. I'm like, we can't have player character assassins. We can't. So I said, why can't we just have them use blunt weapons and render unconscious with an attack from behind? That's how my bounty hunter class came up. So my first custom class was bounty hunter. The first class we used from Dragon Magazine was Tim
Archer.
Archers. Langerkoff was Archers. So that's where, and I didn't even know. So yeah. So the Bounty Hunters Guild has a lot of good characters, neutral good characters in it, but they're not all good. And there may even be an evil character thrown in there, which I won't talk about here and there. But overall, is it a good aligned organization? Probably not, right?
Well, they have to deal with the shadow and the gray area, and these things can become problematic as they
Right.
are looking for bad guys, right? They capture people who have
Right.
contracts out for them.
Who might show the villain.
Usually, that's not because they didn't do anything. There's a
Right.
reason. Usually,
So, all right. So we've had 2 instances of player characters killing or hiring someone to kill. Both we all agree are evil acts, right? We all
yeah.
agree.
There was. She was very upset. She was very dysfunctional.
Yeah.
You know.
I understand that. 100%. But it was a funny thing.
I was just getting into character.
You were getting into the character. Whereas I see, like what your dad did with Junior as a hysterical thing, which had no evil or good to it. It was just
Well, he was
something he
dead
did.
already. Yeah,
Yeah, that was it. That was his start. The tobacco bag
just
of
a little trophy.
just a little trophy. Yeah.
Very
Oh,
little.
by the way, Curtis, I found this. There we go. Curtis is beating me.
Yep.
I don't know who took that picture. Yes, that's us racing down the Gary Con the year before last.
Yep.
Ah,
That's so sad.
why is that sad?
That was
Think it was
before
done-
you got bionic, became
Yeah, that was
bionic.
before I was
Jay.
completely
Yep.
bionic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep.
Man, I lost a lot of weight too since then
But
too.
you two were really looked awesome when you had so much fun running around those things.
Oh, you were
Yep.
taking a scooter to David Wesley. That's it. Yeah. Car jousting. I can't even imagine. Okay, so
Night Riders too.
Night Riders too.
Yep.
I just got to give you a plastic shield and sword for that.
All right, can we in our campaigns, us and then audience too, think of something someone good, a good character did, and then we'll get to the heroes. I'm not gonna take 22 already. We'll get to the heroes real quick, but I'm gonna show the updated Winchester family tree in a second. Hey Keith, what's going on? Anything else that a good line character did that was really on the borderline evil? Could be something in your own campaigns, something from published source.
I one that Skeeve did. It was out of panic for having a spellcaster to cast the spell. He was questioning that evil priest of I don't forget what deity in Highport, and I said, I cut his tongue out.
That's right, you did cut the guy's tongue out.
he was like, because he was worried he was going to start casting spells, and he was like,
Yeah.
too much was on the line.
Crack.
Too much. I had to protect his who became his wife. So
Yes, Lady
the things
Valencia Page.
the things you do to protect
Talked
the
about
people.
Lord Page a lot last week. So Jeff, the most panicked I ever saw Tim was Skeeve. Was he went after all the slave lords in this is
Single-handedly?
Highport adventuring single-handedly, of course, because that's Skeeve. And one of them
Yes.
said, "Okay, well now you're going to fight it on our terms," and he forced caged everyone in a
Cage match.
and there's so Tim all of a sudden panicked, and he did a limited wish spell to get the hell out of there.
I couldn't get out of there.
Yeah, because it's a force cage. Spells don't go
Right.
in or out.
I tried teleport. Jay's like, doesn't
Nope.
work.
You
Can't-
burned a limited wish?
You had to
Yeah.
burn a limited wish to get the hell out of there. It was awesome.
Oh, wow.
Totally
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah, well, that's worth it. Yeah,
Those losers can't cage this.
Yeah, that was funny. That's part of the thing. Can anyone in the audience think of something maybe someone did that was the evil part of on the fence? I think we've had a lot of stuff happen. I remember in Greyhawk, we had a whole group. They were protecting a judge, and they did not like him. They were paid and they knew they were being set up. So they kind of let the assassins take him.
Well, that was
Oh.
through inaction.
Well, they were paid to protect them.
Oh.
Oh.
Hey, they
Oops.
have to did they refund the money for the bad
No.
contract or? Oh well,
Oh.
they just did a bad job. This got
Oopsies.
Yeah, oopsies. I know there was a early on with Pete and John, there was a local mayor or local politician or some guy who's big locally really was nasty and either set us up or charged us too much. And I know Pete got really hurt and we had to raise him or something. And John was so mad at this guy.
Yeah, I remember.
When he was still that he Molotov cocktail his
I think
house
that
and burned his house down.
That was in Diamond Lake. I'm almost positive it was in Diamond Lake.
I think it was like a couple Molotov cocktails and it affect normal fires. There you go.
Yeah, he burned the guy's house down. I'll show you.
and got away with it.
Yeah.
Although to be fair, John was neutral.
Yeah, John is a priest of Bacchus, necromancer slash priest of Bacchus. So that's neutral.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
neutral.
now,
Dual
yeah.
class. Yeah. He may have just been a necromancer then.
He decided, who cares?
Yeah. But yes, that's another instance of
I early on, if you ran B2,
right.
Caverns of Chaos or Caves of Chaos,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
you go in fighting these little humanoid tribal tribes, and you go in, you fight the warriors. Eventually, you get down to the generally non-combatants, and then you're left. Well, what do you do?
Yeah, it's a tough call.
And when we were young, the answer was
Kill them all.
kill them all because they're bad. And they're going to come back and do what they do and ruin everything for everybody.
That's right.
Is it the wrong answer? I don't know. I mean, it's a
No,
fantasy
and
world.
back
It's the
then,
'80s. You can't judge it.
right? And back then
Yeah.
we didn't. Yeah, we didn't know.
I'm saying right now, it's like, when you look at how people act in the real world and when you put them in primitive circumstances,
Thanks, Jeff.
just killing them is nice compared to what the,
It solves a lot of problems.
well,
I rewrote B2 and I was reading through the original and I had that what the F moment, like, wait, there's women and children? And then I'm thinking, like, as the DM, my players are walking in here, they just hacked and slashed their way through. They're not stopping. And it's like,
oh yeah,
I had that Spaceballs moment of, are we the bad guys? We're actually going to let them do this?
Absolutely, you got to. You got to. It's an orchestra tribe. They're going to murder and kill everyone. You got to do it.
That's why you notice I never. Usually, it's just the bad guy combatants. I try to stay away from that.
Yeah, I've tempted several of my gaming groups to become evil to see how far you can go. Oh, yes, I want, and it worked really well with one of the earliest group that I ran in Rel Devon with. I'm not going to tell any names of the players here, but they were, yeah. So I tempted them, and it worked really well. And they walked around and they started murdering people left and right and everywhere because they were like, oh, all these come and they attack us or whatever. And then after a while, they realized that someone was going around looking for all the murder hobos that go kill everybody around them. And then one other player say, are they meaning us?
Yeah.
And that's when they sat down and had kind of a crisis meeting and were like, we should probably roll new characters. And I said, yeah, we should start
oh my gosh.
thinking about what
Wow.
She said on a joke. And I was like, yeah, what do we draw moral consequences or lessons from this? So
players went home and donated to a charity. They changed their lives.
No, but I want that because I want to train my own moral kind of lack or of spine or whatever, meaning I want to hone these things, and I want it to be, I want game to be kind of, and let's see if I can use the term so I don't offend anyone, political therapy for me, so I can kind of feel better, so to speak. That's one of the reasons I want to DM. So I want to have this dimension in the game, both to make the game more complicated, a little bit difficult, but also give a chance for clerics and paladins and stuff to shine, so to speak, by taking some responsibility and think things through rather than just roll the die and kill whatever monster that comes up, so to speak. But I don't say that is an inherently better way of running the game. It's just that the way I want to run my game.
I had a paladin. We ended up catching a guy. It was Jay, you were running, and we were kind of close to civilization, and so I think this was Gal. It was one of my lawful good fighter based paladins. So he's like, hey, we're going to have to turn him in. So we come in, turn him in, make statements, hand him over to the authorities, whatever. He's a terrible person. And then shortly thereafter we leave, he's freed. He breaks out and he escapes. And so he gets away, whatever. And then it became the policy of how far are we from civilization? To be like, well, we'll have a summary trial right here. So if some of the bad guys were bad enough, it'd be like, hey,
here's one
that I could totally see as so, and then a paladin or a cleric would be kind of maybe the character who could be the best efficient of stuff like that. In my Shieldlands campaign, I have it that people or characters that are part of the Heronian Church or the Order, they have that power invested in them to
Judge
be
Dredd.
the judge, executioner, and so on and so forth. So if they see someone using Ayusian magic and wearing that symbol, and they think that person is, but then it's their duty to cut the head off or do whatever method to kill them.
Probable
And yeah,
cause.
exactly. And that is like, yeah, so
Wow.
it's like gang
Wild West Marshals.
legislation gone wild, so to speak. But so that is, but on the other hand, if they go around chopping heads of a lot of others, then that might be a problem. So
Right.
yeah.
The closest I've had to that is I wrote a moral quandary for the party where
Yeah?
they are approached by a woman who her lady has been kidnapped and enlists them to get her back from a group of barbarians. And so in the course of the adventure, they're exploring and they get to the kidnapping scene and a huge battle ensues. And there's a little bit of a flip because they're still trying to figure out like who this woman is that's asked them to help. Is she okay? Because she seems kind of messed up. And in the heat of the battle, she turns and tries to kill the woman that they're supposed to rescue. And now the party has to decide: do we kill her? Like, wait, what?
Mhm.
What do we do?
Right,
Yeah.
so you have a
And
woman
there's
rivalry
two-
there that you.
And there's two ways. Well, she's one of the barbarian war chiefs casts a spell and basically does a command on her,
Uh-huh.
but it's actually not. It's ventriloquism from the person. It's a long,
Oh,
convoluted
nice
thing.
trick.
Oh, you
And so-
nasty little sneak.
Well,
Yeah.
it's Lolth. She's getting new recruits, and the
Ooh.
players don't realize they're her new
Yeah.
champions.
Damn,
So,
you're going deep here.
oh, you have no idea. But in the moment that she lunges forward, they have a choice, and I have both contingencies. And Lolth is sitting there basically watching to see, like, how are these my new champions? And if they basically kill her, the woman without prejudice, and just kind of, we just do what we're told. We gotta rescue this woman. She's in the way. She's delighted and goes, perfect. Or there is an option, which I have yet to see a group actually do, which is to subdue her or find a way to not kill her, bring her down, in which case the woman who's masquerading as an avatar of Loth basically is surprised and kind of like, huh, okay, well, we'll work this out. We'll deal with this later. And she's kind of a little nonplussed, like, all right. But it puts the party into a moral dilemma. And I love it because I've run it like 4 times. And every time there is this crisis and hands wringing of the party going, well, should we kill her? I mean, what do we do? And some of them, it's just like they're in the adrenaline of the moment,
Really.
and they just go for it, and it's like perfect.
Yep.
I really would like to see, though, a group of adventurers actually not do that, just because it is a wonderful opportunity to test the alignments, as it were. Now, I didn't have any lawful good players. I didn't have anybody RP to go, is it right that we do this? We're murdering somebody. We're attacking them from behind. And so those kinds of things are really fun. The other thing is, as a DM, do you track events like that to see if there's a shift in alignment?
Oh yeah,
Well, for
I
these
do.
awfully bad ones, yes.
Oh yes, I do,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and not for all creatures, but I do for
No.
creatures where it matters. So if someone plays a paladin or an evil or a good a cleric or something that serves a good god, yes, I keep track of points, because sooner or later
Tim's
a deity and other priests, they will start smelling bad, and they will be
Yeah.
like, oh, we need to have an inquiry in your behavior, and this bodes ill, so to speak. But if you just go around and I'm just a sellsword and I'm just a human who likes to wield my sword and I'm with
Yeah.
this party, you have much bigger leeway.
Right.
If you don't serve anyone who have any real kind of
What?
put a constraints on you, so to speak, then you can do whatever you want to a large
Question for
degree.
Tim.
Uh-huh.
Name me a character that fell from good to neutral in the game. Name me 2 characters. One's an NPC. One's
Are you
a
talking about
PC.
yours? Your
In my
guys?
campaign, yeah, that fell from good to neutral. And name me not counting your city stake. We know my original character Dervillia was lawful good. And
I gotta think one of them is Waltz.
of course, exactly. Which one? And then name 2 characters. One's an NPC. One's
Lena was always neutral.
Lena, dude, you knew it exactly. That character
Alright.
was neutral good, and
Awesome.
just something snapped in her head, right? And
Well,
just
she's so powerful. It's like it's hard to toe that line.
Well,
suppose.
yeah, even Gazumba was dating her, remember, for a bit. And he's like, she's so freaking crazy, man. I gotta jettison her ass out of here.
Yeah.
This is where, because he was a widower, right? Everyone knows Gazumba's a widower, and his wife's never coming back because she got sucked into a sphere of annihilation. So,
Damn.
yeah.
Quick. It's quick though.
It's
Now
harsh.
name an NPC and a PC that went from neutral to evil.
Mm.
Well,
What's your
one of
favorite?
Bill's.
What?
One of Bill's.
No, it's not Bill's. Which one with Bill's went to evil?
The necromancer.
Oh, Salen? He's just no.
Yeah.
He's chaotic stupid. He's like Fritz.
No, he had the helmet. You became evil.
Oh yeah, that's
Chaotic
true.
stupid.
Yeah, he became Tulsa Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh.
no, one that was willing. One that's willing.
It's got to be one of
Mark's-
Mark's guys.
Queen Alhana,
Yeah.
right? She went from
I don't
chaotic
remember
neutral to
that.
evil, and then Leo McMichael, right?
Well, Leo
Oh,
McMichael,
man.
that bastard. I
Yes.
hate that guy.
Yeah, but you
Gonna
knew
pick
Lena right
on
off the bat.
Marco.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marco. Yeah, she went complete megalomaniac
Well,
crazy.
I was going to say I had a
Yeah,
case of I set up a moral dilemma for the underdogs when they were going to go rescue that merchant's daughter, but then refused to do it because of John.
Yeah.
Blue Box RPG John ruined the whole interface, but then his wife got captured, which was awesome. So then they had to rescue him anyway. And when they do, and they're gonna, get her back to her family, she's like, I don't want to go.
Right.
She's trying to
I
force
remember
me
that on the
trying to
stream.
force me to marry someone that I don't
Yeah,
want to go.
yeah.
And of course, she's very manipulative because she's a witch
was
also.
awesome.
And she's
Yeah.
very manipulative. Jay knew from the get-go
I
just by
was
how I had her
because I was
talk.
producing it, and I'm like, this is perfect. Because they
So-
all didn't know what to do,
And
John's
they're all and they're all
John's
like
throw her
they're
out.
rovers. They're all like into freedom, like, okay, well, we're not going to hand her back. And so they've created a
An
couple
enemy.
standoffs with the mercenary guys hired by the merchant guy.
Yeah.
But in the end, they said, yeah, you're out of here. You're too crazy. So eventually they got rid of her. Because she wasn't
fun tonight.
evil, but she was manipulative and a witch.
Here is the updated. And I forgot something too. The Winchester family tree, right? So we have over here we have Elaine Winchester and Duke Wilborn, and there's Aaron, who just adventured, Quentin and Gemma. They're right there. But I need to put Emerson here. He's got 2 children now with Ella's here. I got to put that in here. I forgot that. There's Fritz. Shoop, off the shoot here. So next generation is coming. So we have player characters going all the way back to the second. They're NPCs. Then we got the next row here, which is it was Elijah was first, Elijah the third, Emerson the third, then Andrea, and then Elaine. They were the first 4. And then look at all the all over the place since then. 46 years of gaming is going to do that. So there's your tree.
Have a
And the
couple
X-Men's are dead.
dynasties.
What's that?
Have a couple dynasties in there.
And then you get the name Charles the Fourth is the father of Elijah and Emerson the First. Charles Emerson Winchester, get it?
If you're in MASH, you get it.
If you watch any of MASH, you got
Oh.
it. Yes.
I definitely got it. Yeah.
Yeah, David Ogden Steyer's
Yes.
character. Yep,
Yes.
absolutely. So
Quite.
for those of you, I did not rip it off from Supernatural. They ripped it off from me. Just remember that. Yes. So there you go. MASH was so good. So there it is. I'm going to work on the Rothschild one. I'm going to work a little bit on. We're going to get the Colwell one up and going too.
Are the Rothschilds a bunch of bankers?
No, they're not. They're
Oh.
a lot
You got to
of-
add some more bad people in their family tree. I mean,
Why? Because that's real life. That's
Yeah.
real life.
exactly. That's what I mean.
I think I actually have pictures for all of them. Give me 1 second here. It would
You got to
help if I
put some
spell-
sort of alcoholic or some sort of petty criminal in there that ruins it for everybody.
You're mean, man. You are really mean.
No, but that's part of good adventure building. You have to have fun obstacles.
Well, yeah, but you don't
Yeah.
like. So I remember, Tim, in my campaign, the baddies are Von whatever, all the merchants, right? Von Kessel and my is Melissa Von Kessel's father is like one of the worst guys in Altamira. So this is yeah. So this was the female one going up. There's Ella, Danye, Rose, Tegan, Amelia. Amelia's an NPC, right? Tegan was Time Lord's wife's character, which is kind of out. That was Stella Luna's character. Ella is Taryn's character. And Donnie was NPC. So there you go. And there's a couple others added. So I'll keep on adding in on this.
But Tim's right. You do need to put a little bit of darkness in there, otherwise it turns
Well, I
into
mean, you always
It
have
turns
a
into
you always
Whimsy
have a
Shire.
you always have a black
Yeah.
sheep of the family.
Well,
I
what do
mean,
you think
Fritz is a
Fritz
black.
Yeah.
Well, he's more like the spotted sheep.
The spotted sheep. Yeah.
You know, you
Well,
need to
they
put
can have gray
somebody
sheep too, yeah.
who's really, you know, you need to have some bad people in there. They can't all be good. Or do they discover them, test them with their kids, and if they're bad, they just kill them?
This is the Winchesters are like the good human family of the Order of Ulick.
There's always bad people, and
Well, there
even
are always bad people. I mean, absolutely.
They cheat on their taxes.
I
They,
let
you
them,
know.
but like I have my
In
first.
an evil regime, that's a good thing.
We have two people basically PCing them. We have Fritz and Gemma, right? Tiffany playing Gemma, and Gemma's a little kooky sometime, right? She's kind of good. She's a little out there sometimes. She tries talking to ghosts and stuff, right? So
It's a start.
It's a start of
It's promise.
Fritz
There's
is
some
3
promise
steps
there.
beyond the black sheep, Sam says. And then there's Fritz, you know, and I got a whole story, you know. Fritz
All right.
So it's
we'll
good.
let you slide this time.
Thank you very much. So there you go.
Expect to see blood and sadness soon.
Yeah, yes. I'm not. Yeah. What happens if you have 2 black sheep? Well, then they go after each other because they want to.
What they do is they all basically gamble. You're gonna have gamblers and drinkers, and you know that's gonna be the real big ones, the real addictions. If you think
Right,
about
an
it.
addiction to something tends to.
Yeah, and especially you know they're gonna spend their family's fortune on it. They're gonna lose the house.
Who's that
Yeah, so-
sound like?
Or perhaps there'll be some blackmail.
That sounds like someone in my campaign.
Mm.
Oh,
We
I don't
talked
know.
about last week. Who's running the Thieves Guild in Altamira?
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
Why,
Sounds like
yes.
Darius the Deposed. He lost all his family fortune gambling.
Well, he's allegedly running it, Jay. We don't know for sure.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But we know he hates halflings and gnomes.
Indeed.
He has an overdeveloped sense of vengeance.
I think it's hysterical.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's what Leuven gets for hanging around with Sam.
That's it. And by the way, after we got done the stream, I told Anna what happened to them, and she's like, "Yeah, you can't talk about that on the stream."
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Be getting
But
the
it is
ban.
something that an evil assassin would do.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
I had to
people do
say
that.
Her name
People
was okay.
people
Anna
have
said
done
that
that
her
in
name was
reality
okay.
when
Well,
when
she's
Des-
roaming around still. She's not dead. She's roaming around still.
who?
The one who did that.
No, I killed her and took her stuff.
When? I don't remember.
Yeah.
You did?
Skeeve did. Skeeve killed her and took his stuff.
Yeah.
Remember the had a
Well,
disguise?
Tim, maybe I cloned her like you clone all your enemies.
No, oh no. No. Skeeve's too thorough for that one. Maybe
Right.
she's cloned, but not from any remains that he left.
Yeah. Cloning is a great thing in D&D.
Carries a pocket incinerator with him.
Yeah. Just-
He can make
CSI's the
sure.
whole room.
Yeah.
He can make sure it all goes. He's 18th level. He can make sure that
Oh,
all
yeah.
are gone.
You won't see any Winchesters in the Melf Guide book. I'm not giving that to WotC or Hasbro. You'll see the Colts, Kolte. Get the joke?
Is there a symbol of horseshoe?
What?
No.
Gun.
We had a great good guy moment. A hero was the famous tournament. Galilad was there.
Yeah.
Leuven was there.
Yeah.
When there was a girl who seemed very sad and upset.
Oh my God! What a great story.
And so Galilad was, you know, a young knight. He's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to find out what the problem is.
Yeah, this is a great story, Anna.
And her father would come out. And usually later, he was, you know, he seemed like he was unwell, but he was always very taciturn and unpleasant.
Yeah.
And you know, when Leuven would see him or whatever, and at some point, we just didn't know something's going on. We were very suspicious. So Leuven is like, "Well, I can go check it out." And so, with careful instructions, the paladin is like, "Okay, we're not taking anything. You know, we got to make sure." So Leuven, you know, he's good natured. He's like, "Yeah." So he gets in there. He gets in. He gets under the bed, and there's like a box down under the bed. So he's crawling over, and he's trying to get into it, and it opens, and it looks like her father's in it. And he's like, "What is it?" And Jay's like, It was a vampire
It was a vampire.
Oh,
It was a vampire. He's
hidden
just
under there.
Tim
And she
starts
was
running
sad
around the
because
room.
she loved him, but she was, sad from, and so, and then I got up like Leuven is
Yeah.
screaming.
Yeah, he's running. Literally, he got up. He's running around. Running around the room. Everyone's laughing their
And
ass
then
off.
Galahad
Yeah.
came running in, leapt through the window, and then ended up just hacking the guy
Yeah,
and
because
killing him.
you have a sun sword, don't you?
Yeah, well, yeah, he fights two-fisted. So he's awesome.
Yeah. So
Kills him,
Yeah.
and then we find out it's her dad,
Yeah.
and then so it's like, ooh, sorry,
uh,
But it's a vampire.
that
There's no
wasn't the
redeeming a
resolution you
vampire.
wanted.
Yeah. But what are you gonna do?
That's awesome,
Yeah.
Jamie. Yep.
Oh, that was
Wow.
a great story.
I added to Leuven's character sheet, fears. It's like undead. They scare me.
Yeah.
So he's
Mhm.
scared of undead.
Yeah, because Tim
And
didn't even
Jay
see it coming.
startled me
I
too.
went, "Blah!"
It was so great because Jay startled me
Yep.
because he's lying there and then he was like,
That's,
and I was
that's
like,
so cool.
What year was that? 88?
it was long ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny though.
It's so long ago, those stories. I think it was 88. It was after the first trip down to Virginia.
So
Yeah.
Leuven freaked out. He didn't get drained or anything. He just freaked out. And then the paladin came in. So there you go. Good guys, heroes. And
was
that
a
poor
hero
girl
movie.
doesn't have
So-
a dad anymore. But how good of a dad would he have been? He would have bit her eventually.
it's true.
Probably. What do you
Headed
think
off
about
years of
when
therapy.
can a good character become a hero in a campaign? And I always think it's that level when you get to that lord status, 9th, 10th, and then you really start building up a reputation.
There is only several times in a man's life where he can become a hero.
Well, it
Spare an
depends.
enemy's life.
Depends too on what you mean by hero. I mean, are
Yeah.
you talking like the stuff of legends where people are going to be like talking about, like, dude, I fought in this guy's army, or he saved the world, or are you talking more localized hero?
I'm talking either.
Okay.
Like in my campaign, I see when you get to, because in order to be a full knight in the Order of Ulick, you have to be of lord status. So you're an
Right.
apprentice all the way. I mean, Sir Reginald was an apprentice for 40 years because he dual classed from 8th level up, and then he just got his 9th level mage finally. I mean, it
That's
took him.
commitment.
Yeah,
Well done.
he was the longest ever apprentice knight in the knighthood.
Also, I was busy doing good deeds
Yes, you
that a
were.
lot of people don't do.
Yeah, I know.
Good
But
deeds aren't going to do themselves, so
That's
Yeah.
right.
But like that's
Do you know how many farmers
That
I've
is a good
saved?
comment. Yeah. Awesome, Jeff.
Yeah.
That's a Chris Metzen. That's a Chris Metzen for when he got hooked on paladins, and he says, justice isn't going to serve itself.
Yep.
So
Good point. But like I see characters can really become heroes on a culmination of a long-term plot arc. I got a lot of them going on, and then
Well-
when you get to that point where you have a reputation about you, whether it is your a status in a knighthood or people know you when you're walking down the street in Altamir and they go, "Wow, that's that guy who bashed
Hero
the
is in
thug."
the eye of the beholder.
I understand that. I
So yeah,
understand that.
so even first level people can be heroes if, they're the person that,
Yeah.
flips a
step
coin
up.
to that poor
Mhm.
person on the
Yep.
sly, so the poor person doesn't, nobody sees, but they still give them something.
Yep.
That person's gonna be like, oh, that's such a good guy.
Exactly.
Good.
It's the definitely.
fair
And
enough.
it's a matter of what scale you're a hero. Meaning the low level party are a hero in the village because they saved them from rat infestation or whatever it is, and then
When-
the mid level ones get hero because they took down the someone in the village that would go around robbing the
When-
village or the
when
town
bad
or
stuff
something like that.
happens, while
Yeah.
everyone's running away, are you running towards it? Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this then. Are the following characters that were here fighting Sathaga, can they be considered here maybe of that status or not like that's by the way, that's Ravalantar trying to sacrifice himself. The unfortunate thing was that when he did teleport above, he teleported high and he teleported 60 foot above and knocked himself into the negatives. So he didn't, that's just, I just put him there just because it's funny. But like, are those heroes, those that took out Sathaga, would that be big enough? Just
Oh,
ask. Uh-oh, wait a
yeah.
minute. I thought a beholder would eat
It
the.
depends on who's watching,
Yeah,
so to
it's the
speak.
eye of
If
the
the local
beholder.
Okay,
villagers will be like, that's the biggest heroes they've ever seen.
okay, all
And
right,
and the emperor who is like, nah, or
okay.
the
Because Fritz is
jaded,
right
whatever.
there.
Yeah, they're small time heroes. They haven't gotten to the dragons yet, so to
There's
speak, or
also
something.
heroes
Yeah.
who are fake.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
Because of a
true.
good PR, they're the ones that are recognized.
Yeah.
They have they're influencers, so they have a lot of likes. And so
Yeah.
people are like, "Oh, they're the greatest thing ever."
Yeah.
I think to the peasant who set up a frog leg restaurant after that battle really believes that they were heroes.
Yes. Yeah.
That's funny. It's just I'm just putting it in perspective here because Fritz was part of this group. Is he a hero? Scarn
Well,
and Scarn and Aberystwyth got swallowed by Sathaga, and then they like just like what happened around what's his name in Pacific Rim. He got spit back out at the very end. Remember in the epilogue?
Jay,
Same thing
Jay,
happened. Yes, I'm
quick
listening.
test. The quick test for if they're a hero when they do something great is you ask them, "Hey, Fritz, do you consider yourself a hero?"
You know what he's going to say back?
If they say yes, they're not.
Right.
I
Right.
got it. Well, Fritz is going to say
They
back.
all go like, "I'm not a hero. I'm just doing what needs to be done," or "I'm gonna, we had to save the village," or just that's way more important than anything, any title like this. And then they're probably really heroes.
Okay, but I
But if
guarantee
you
you,
go like, "Yeah, I'm a hero,"
Fritz will retort back here. I am a hero to all those ladies.
which demonstrates that he's not.
Okay, perfect. Just
I
asking.
think there'd be very few that would disagree with me.
I'm just because we all like, for example, I don't know if you all know, but Ravalantor is not a good like character either. Ed plays Ravalantor very neutrally. Everything that Ravalantor does is for his own security. He does some things here and there to help out people in his party and stuff that are near him, especially like Tony's character, Nixolia, right? But he doesn't do much beyond that.
What's his alignment?
Neutral.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I
So
mean.
he's not really
This is a
well,
self-sacrifice. The major first self-sacrificing thing he did.
being a hero is a title, being heroic is a description, as an adjective for what you're doing.
Right.
So
Yeah.
he's not very heroic,
Mm-hmm.
but he might be labeled a hero because he's with the crew.
Yeah. Just putting it out there on perspective, just to get a perspective from everyone. Just wanted to ask, and that was a good one. Good points.
Mm-hmm.
Good points. Tim, what about as we wrap this up? What about City State? I mean, there's very few good characters. Like Ivy's probably the only.
Ivy, the evil stopper, is the best one.
Yeah, absolutely, by far, Ivy is. Who else?
There are a number of good ones.
How about the guy who's the brother of the Overlord now? That I met. Is he neutral, evil? What I don't. You can't tell me if you can't.
He's not evil.
He's not evil. Okay. All right.
Not evil.
All right. But
He would be on the very lawful.
Okay. All right. Got it. That makes sense because he seems to be someone that at least we could bargain with. Which is
Yes.
important.
There's rules.
There are rules. Whether that rule is going to Thromel's a hero. He's Mayor Altamira. No, Thromel's not Mayor of Altamira. That's another story. The Mayor of Altamira, Charisse, started out evil. She was an evil character. That was the first evil character I put into an adventuring group. But when she came around more and more, she was like, you know what? That makes no sense. And she had turned up being good aligned.
So I think you can be a like Dervillia is lawful and neutral. She doesn't want to become overly officious with her ruling.
Yeah.
So her laws, there's the ordinances and stuff are very. There's not. She doesn't added a bunch of extra rule because she's smart enough to realize people are happier when they have a little bit more freedom.
And she hates slavery. She hates all that
And
stuff.
yeah, so as long as there's order is maintained in general, there's okay to not have rules for everything.
It gets to
Life
a
has
point,
shown her that all times sometimes rules don't work great.
right? And it gets to a point when you know everyone else around you is evil. You have to coexist. And it's almost impossible if you're a lawful good character to coexist with
Well,
those like within your own group. To
the
coexist, and you have that's what she does give in a lot of times. It looks the other way. But
Hellvorn is good.
yeah, I know, yes, I know, but I'm talking about all the other landowners around.
Yeah, there's not
Crestevere,
a lot. No, it's not a lot of them.
they're not.
Pounder Grimwald.
Yeah, the anti-paladin.
Yeah, there's not a
Yeah,
lot of really
I,
good.
I I'm not going. I'm not riding down there on my horse and going in and attacking him to kill it. It just doesn't make sense. It's not prudent to do
Right.
that because it's a no win. It's a no win
You,
scenario. And
as
so
many things that occur,
that,
oftentimes the best people don't get to the top
that
because they aren't willing to do the unethical things to get them there.
Tim, we need to get Jeff into that next time we play.
Good point.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, get him a character and get him in there. I think he'd have a lot of fun in that. It's really a lot of
Pull
fun.
my level 2 character from 1983 and he's been
Yeah,
basically busy chopping wood in a forest somewhere with his dryad wife. So
yeah, maybe in a city state we can pump him up to 9th. It's easy. Seriously. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what character that is.
Legolas, Dragolaz rather, Dragolaz.
Oh,
Dragolas.
Yeah, because I
Awesome.
had no imagination as a 12-year-old, so it
Oh,
was
but
like
it's a cool.
that
That's
was
a cool name.
literally my first character when Tim's like, there's this
Yeah.
game that's like playing Tolkien, and I'm like, oh, I'm in.
Jeff,
Gosh damn it, I'm in.
Jeff, do you know how many characters Walt has named after porn stars and surfers?
You would think I would be surprised,
So
but I'm actually not.
I don't know their names, so no, I don't.
We have wait, she's not a. We have Gwen. She's not a porn star. We have Gwen Stefani. Okay. We
Okay.
have Chasey Lane. Okay. We have what's his name? The Lars Ulrich. No, not Lars Ulrich. Not Lars Ulrich. God, the guy who did the highest wave ever. That guy. Yeah. So we got yeah. I can't even remember the names anymore. I'm getting so old. Yeah. So trust me.
But yeah, I'd love to
course.
get into a campaign because Tim will probably kill my character anyway.
Oh, City State's fun.
Oh, City State? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, City State.
Just don't go after water mages. That's all.
Oh, yeah, but he's
You
got
don't want to
sea
start
mages.
trouble.
He's got sea mages. They kick the crap out of a water mage.
He told me about that
Oh my
with
god.
one of his TPKs, and I'm like, damn, your reputation remains
Yeah,
untarnished.
absolutely.
Well done, sir.
Laird Hamilton. That's it. Baker, good job. Laird Hamilton. He's got a character named Laird Hamilton, the surfer. Yep. Yes. So talk about originality. Oh, Tyra Banks too.
Jeez.
She's a oh my god, my custom class. The bandit that's
At least I stole from the classics.
Yes.
I went through a whole elf
Gilgalad.
Perseus.
Gilgalad was Waltz. Galahad, Galahad.
That's right.
Right,
Yeah.
Galahad and Galahad,
Yeah.
and then
That's right.
I think I had a Perseus, which is an elf, and a couple other
Grim.
Grim. That was
Glamdring.
Glamdring. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Glamdring. Yeah.
Glamdring's going to be the first guy to die of natural causes. His death is at 66.
Yeah. Boris.
Boris.
I named after the right-hand man in the Charlton Heston movie. When he's a Norman coming into England.
Charlton Heston.
Yeah, the
Oh my god.
the Overlord, is that what it's called? The Warlord, I think.
Warlord it is. I think it's
Warlord.
Warlord.
Boris is
like
his big right-hand
54.
man that uses a giant mace. And so I stole that for my character Boris.
I did not steal Hawk from Hawk the Slayer. I didn't even know Hawk was created before I even know Hawk the Slayer existed. Which is really funny.
My dad has good names. Like Kelvin Claymore Trollhewer.
That's a great name. Yeah.
It's
We
very
should we
Warhammerish.
should have a show just on names because we have so many crazy. I mean, go through all those names. You know,
I think the bard name that you were referring to my character, I think his name was Jorglu. I
I
think his
remember he
name was
was
Jorglu.
it was your main high level character back then, like
Yeah,
84,
because bards
85.
were like stupid overpowered in
Yeah, first
1E,
edition
so it
bards were
was like,
great.
yeah, let's do everything.
Well, only if they live there, they get there.
Well, there's that.
Baker. So when I made Hawk and Gazumba first, then I saw Hawk the Slayer over Tim's house. I was like, I got a character named Hawk. How So it was just funny. It's one of those things, man. There were no you didn't know about there were no DVDs in 1980,
Yeah,
81.
Yeah.
that's
I
true.
You were lucky to have VHS, or
Blockbuster.
Betamax. You know?
my Warhammer, I had an elf in Warhammer fantasy roleplay, and it was named Crow, which is from the
Yep.
same movie.
Crow the Elf. Yeah, late night
Oh
TV.
God, Hawk from Buck Rogers.
I have a character I already named tonight from Buck Rogers named.
Tweaky.
No.
Ardala?
I loved Ardala. I was in love with Ardala. Pamela
Oh, of
Hensley.
course. I
Oh
mean,
my
come on,
God. And
come on.
she was in that TV with Lee Horsley. She was in that one for years. What was that name of that
Don't know.
Matt Houston? That she was in that show for like
Yeah.
4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Oh my God. No, but it's a female. It was one of the ambassadors of death, one of those assassins. Her name was Charisse.
Hmm.
That's who the mayor of Altamira
I
is.
remember when it was one that Sabrina was on. Hello, Buck Rogers. My name is Sabrina.
Yeah.
Some badass trick. But I don't know what assassin you're talking about. She was in Buck Rogers?
Yeah, she remember the Joker. Frank Gorshin was the head of this organization of assassins, and also the guy with a pockmarked face who was in all the Clint Eastwood movies was the guy who could like disappear. He could change his
Yeah.
anatomy. She was the female assassin who could read minds and read like
And
emotions.
the guy, that guy ends up turning and helping him out
Yeah,
because he's
right. Charisse is the only one that got away out of all of them. She got away. She was the female assassin in that group.
The storyline I'm
Also
remembering.
in part one, a little trivia for everyone. Part one, a big name female appears as an ally to Buck Rogers, blonde. Who was it? I want to see if anyone gets this. Who was the actress?
I don't know. I actually bought on DVD the whole series of Buck Rogers recently. I'm like, somebody's got to preserve this.
This actress just Justinius. It was Marky Post from Night Court, and she just died recently.
Oh.
Marky Post was in
Oh,
that
yeah.
episode too. Yep. Good job, Craig. Yes.
Good job. You don't have a life.
Had
That
no
is us.
friends in the
That is
It's like
80s.
them. They just on Earth as revenge. Yeah, yeah. And Marky Post was in that too. Yeah, it was. And then the guy who's always in the fat guy who was always in all the. He's in High Plains Drifter. The guy who Clint Eastwood says you're gonna look really funny with that knife stuck in your ass. That guy was one of the other. He called Buck Rogers called him Tubby the whole time, where he could manipulate people to like do things on themselves. Yep. All right. So in closing, Anna, thoughts?
I think this is something that you should think about, tread a little bit careful, and then when you figure out what works, just go for it, go wild with it, so to speak. It's one of these topics that think a little bit and also figure out if you want to think about it, so to speak. That I think that's another part of it. If you don't want to dabble deep into moral quandaries or have what's the code of conduct for whatever, and you just want to kill things and get the treasure, do kill things and get the treasure. But if you want to go deep with moral quandaries, and especially if you have like an adult group, and maybe kids need to learn these lessons too, but I think it's up to your play style. I'm going really deep with stuff like this, and but that's me, and I'm torturing my players with stuff like this to see how they behave and whatever, so to speak. It's not right for every group, and it definitely not right for every game, but it's one tool in the toolbox that could be really cool to use, but it can also go wrong, so to speak. So
Oh, yeah.
and also and also the other thing is that good guys that go with the party, just like Jeff said, they dilute the fun for the players. So that's another problem, so to speak, that can come with it.
Yes,
Otherwise, I want a
traumatize
lot
your
of good.
players with moral dilemmas. They don't have
Yes,
enough in real life. Bring
I,
that into the
exactly.
fantasy
That's the
world.
thing. Yeah, but also what I try to do is I try to traumatize myself more than the players, so to speak, because I want to have that quantity. How the heck should we get this story out of this dilemma, so to speak? So it's not about me trying to screw up the players. It's me wanting to have an interesting campaign with depth to
yeah.
it, so to speak. Yeah.
Well, I think too, if you want to have some moral dilemma, but not force them into it, like let the women and children have an escape route. So if they
Yeah.
want to do
Yeah.
something bad, they have to
Yep.
chase and make it
Yep.
happen.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
And then
intentional.
Good.
you
Good
can
point.
kind of
Yep.
like
Smart,
it can be
smart.
there,
Yep,
but
exactly. And slow down things sometimes and kind of tell the and talk to the character and say that your character realized that in the training or whatever someone said that this situation might come up and the training told you you should do it this way and then leave it to the player to follow the training or whatever if you have something that's another way if they play like a paladin who's been around the bend who is like 5th 6th level whatever and the church edicts of the order says blah blah or something
Yeah.
like that. So yeah, and
Yeah.
then it's up to the players. Do I want to break? Is this the time I want to break the order of or the edicts of my order? And then because he thinks that this is a good point because I think my character this is a good situation, a good reason to it, and then do it, and then it might become really cool in the story. So you can bend it one way or the other, so to speak.
yes,
And if they
Both ways.
decide to, then have Demogorgon appear and say, "Dude, we're actually hiring. We've got a great
Yes.
benefits plan.
Yep.
Would you like to join our organization?"
Yep. Yep.
yeah. Oh,
Tim,
boy.
what are your thoughts?
I was going to say, I got distracted by Demogorgon and it messed me up.
Yes.
It was.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
That's awesome.
That's what happens when you get old. Yeah, don't worry about it.
All right. So Jeff's got a new Jeff. You want to link this?
Yes, sir. So, yep.
Here we go. So
Point.
let's share this. This is on Drive Through RPG. Stone Cold Contract, right?
No, it's a DM's Guild, and yes, it's
yeah,
Stone
I'm
Cold
sorry, I'm
Contract.
sorry, DM's Guild. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Quarry has
it's
fallen silent. Workers vanished. Production halted. John Farsher requires street contractors to descend into broken ledges, abandoned cults, and hostile nests to destroy operations. Results matter. Questions do not.
yes. John Farshore is located in the city of Greyhawk on Horseshoe Road in the River District, and I found a nice big building to stick him into. And so I've back-ended some lore for him, and basically the
2 hour
long and
one
short of it
shot.
is,
That's quick.
yeah, these are very focused. The backstory is already established. You bring your characters in and you go. And it's really a tight, focused mission. Really, it's like if you've watched Bad Batch, it's basically
Yeah.
the players, because the challenge with one shots is continuity. It's really not meant for continuity. You're not running a campaign. But if you have repeat players, I wanted to give them an anchor, and that anchor is basically like in the Bad Batch, you had Sid the lizard lady, played by Real Perlman.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so she would always give them jobs to do. So in the city of Greyhawk, there's this little warehouse, and this mysterious guy gives the players work to do. And no questions asked. And there's something odd about him that over time, if you have repeat players, they're going to be like, what's up with this guy? And so this particular one, they have to clear out some problems, and it's all about his clients. He has a bevy of clients. Some it's mundane stuff like, I got a mining operation and my workers are running out of here. I need somebody to fix this. Got it. And others, it may be something much more exotic. So
That's awesome.
and yeah, thank you.
Really cool. And so it's available. With Cold War Nerd 2, we just hit 14,500. Thank you.
All right.
That is it. Finally made that 14.5 on followers. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it. And Jeff, thanks for coming on. Tim, thanks for coming on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah, that
having
was,
us.
just I knew we'd bounce around a bit there. So Here, let's do the giveaway once again. This is a dice set. You also at the Continental US. I'm going to send you Troller Game gift certificates. But there you go. The Dracolich. I use this. They did not roll well for me lately, but that's okay. This is a different set. So yes, get in on that. We're going to do that. Then we're going to raid into Sparkles Mandy and have some fun. Yeah, and just note the following as well. Where is it? I am here. I travel out Thursday. I'm DMing on Friday and Saturday, and I'm traveling back Sunday. And that's Central New York Con, which is in Burstone, Burstone Road, New Hartford, New York. So Savage will be there. Splendor. He'll be playing in both my games and one of Tiffany's games. Tiffany's running the brand new Runecrest Rules game. I'm looking forward to playing in that. And she'll be playing in my game, so it'll be fun. We'll have a good time out there. The other guest, Joe Block, will be out there. Jason
cool.
Vay will be there. A couple other people, so it'll be yeah. Grimsparkle, what town locations does it take place in Greyhawk? It's in Greyhawk City.
It's in Greyhawk City in the River District. If you look at Malin's map, I think it's Malin's map. It has a little more detail in the building structure, but it's over on the southwest side in the River District on Horseshoe Road.
Savage, you'll get first choice for characters as long as you're there, early. You can play whoever I got in the pool. It's the usual suspects. Yeah, but you'll be able to get your choice of whoever you wish. All right, so that's Central New York Con. Look, first time I've been there. I don't like driving, but oh well. Yeah, it'll be fun. All right, let's see who wins. All right, and we'll short work week, 3 days. Here we go. Cloudbot giveaways for the winner. Closing it out. Here we go. The winner tonight is Myriad.
Nice.
Very nice.
Kirsten, grats. I don't think it's rigged. When was the last time you won a giveaway? I don't remember you winning a giveaway. So, Myriad, just Discord me. I don't know if I have. Do I have your new address? I may. But just that Titan set, Myriad, was 2-3 years ago. Yeah, you haven't won anything years. Yeah, please send it to me. Yeah, send it to me in Discord. Get out to you, Myriad. Grats on that. So awesome. You've been there the whole time. So it's all good. Anna, Jeff, Mike, Jeff, and Tim. Lots going to be going on. We got to get our schedule up.
Yep.
Oh, the last thing is and Tim will be sometime in the afternoon, so he won't be there for the beginning. So he gets to miss all the really carnage early, right, Tim, on the 11th?
Correct.
But he'll be there. So here we go. We got Tiffany and Myriad and Amanda and Curtis and Brett and Jeff and Tim in Fortress Elendar. 24-hour stream starts at 10 a.m. We go till we finish. Last time we finished, it was 15 hours running Boltron's Beacon from start to finish. So we'll see how long this goes. It could be. I just don't know. I don't know. Yes, it's a powerful looking crew, but we'll see. See, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun time. It's a great adventure. It's all converted from this Fantasy Flight Games group to D&D. So, yeah, Savage last year was Baltron speaking, but yeah, this is it. Last year, Ed jumped in late. I'm trying to see if Ed's available to jump in on this one too. We'll see. See if I can get Ravalantar to jump in and play as well. All right, so here we go. We're going to raid into Sparkles Mandy, say hello to her. Look at that. Thank you all for coming on. Fun times. Wednesday, next Sunday. That's it for streams this upcoming week. See you Wednesday night, everyone.
All right.
Ed will jump in on the DM side. No. He'll jump in the player side. Yeah, I can do that to Ed. Ed will always jump in on the good guy side. Oh, by the way, Ed is on in 2 weeks on the 21st. I don't know what the topic is yet. It may be Anna. It may be climate and how it affects kingdoms and stuff.
Awesome.
That was my suggestion to him.
That's great.
Yeah, for Forgotten Realms and Greyhawk.
Yep.
I thought that would be a good one.
Yep.
For those Greyhawk geographists with doctorates.
But I never heard it we never heard it from Ed on how it affects his game.
That's
You know,
true.
how it affects his campaign. You know, climbing and stuff.
He does seem pretty thorough, though.
Yeah, that's it. So I think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a good way to go.
Yeah.
It's an understatement, I guess.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you Wednesday night. Boom. Amazing.